Hey everybody!
Hello and welcome back to another Wileyverse stream of Dungeons and Dragons.
Tonight is brought to you by Canada Dry.
We're not sponsored, but we're open. We are playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Let me go around the table and introduce everyone. To my left, also your left, we have Dayton. He is playing a Dragonborn priest of Bahamut, cleric of Bahamut, named Savroth of the Goldath clan. Next to him is Mitch. Mitch is playing Zirinax, also of the Goldath clan, as his shirt says. Hail Goldath. He is a rogue arcane trickster. And at the end there, we have Robert. And Robert is playing Rofros, the Undaunted, a paladin of Bahamut. Also a Dragonborn of the Goldath clan. You might sense a theme here.
Yeah, a little bit.
I am running the NPC, Ayasa, a wizard, gold Dragonborn, also of Clan Goldath. So let's do the quick recap. All of our characters are from the Clan Goldath and Tirmanther, an entire Dragonborn nation in the Forgotten Realms. They have been made aware that their homeland is in peril from multiple evil entities. They have been at war with nations that are trying to extinguish them. They are learning about plots to resurrect even Tiamat herself and conquer back their homelands.
Bueno.
They have received a vision, a message, maybe, perhaps, of a way to save their homeland, and have struck out on an adventure to find what could possibly help them in these dark times. Along the way, they have met a strange diviner, the mentor of Ayasa, my NPC, in Cormyr, and he pointed them to a mountain, a monument in this world called the Pinion. And all stories indicate that the Pinion has something to do with the ancient dragon gods during the age of the dragon wars against the Titans. So they were directed to go there to find whatever mysteries it may hold that could help them save their homeland. They made their way to the town at the base of the Pinion, got some information, and they've learned that the enemies that face their empire, the Cult of the Dragon, is one step ahead of them, and had sent some folks, some expedition in to also find possibly what they seek. They, undeterred, undaunted even, made their way into the Pinion, into its cracks and caverns inside, found what can only be described as the heartstone of this monument, this metallic rock.
And I touched it.
And it felt good. The moment they got it, worm spawn of Tiamat set upon them to try to take it from them. They barely defeated, or at least pushed back, the worm spawn.
He hit them with it a lot.
And I welded that rock.
Right now, in the game, they are making their exit. They are trying to get out of the Pinion, escape, while these Cult of the Dragon minions are still in there after them.
We did put the rock in the bag, right?
The rock is in the bag.
Okay.
So, the Heartstone, which is what we'll call it for now, is in the bag.
Heartstone in the bag? Heartstone in the bag.
It is not, the Pinion is not falling down around you. It just, that one chamber cracked.
Because it's sectioned off. Like, we had to, we got separated from this cracking.
It was that huge stalactite.
Yeah.
So the Heartstone was in this huge stalactite in the middle of the room. It was the tip of it. And the crack happened through that, and the stalactite itself fell down and collapsed in the room.
And we did reconnect. We just can't go out the way we came in.
Yeah,
you could have. if you wanted to stay longer in the room where the worm spawn were.
We decided not to. We decided
So
to
you
take it
didn't.
a quick way.
So that is the first thing. That is the first docket on the business. Today's business is that you exited through a way that you didn't come from.
Yeah.
So now you are going through caverns that are unfamiliar to you, but you have put mage marks and chalk or whatever it was to mark your path. So you're hoping that you find those paths.
Mm-hmm.
So let's find out how you did.
Yeah.
That was quick.
Yeah. How about it?
Actually, I should roll this one.
DM rolls.
Because, I mean, to you, it's just random.
In the meantime,
not make it random.
Just so I'm clear, Tolan, and oh gosh, what was her name?
Adra.
Tolan and Adra, they're off looking for this chalice.
So
that was stolen from Tolan's care.
Take that and just throw it away,
but
out of your mind. That does not have anything to do with your quest.
Well,
so,
I don't know.
Well, no, you do now. Right now, I'm telling you.
Well, who's telling me?
Me.
Who's telling Rofrost?
Rofrost, just don't worry about it. Like that.
Rofrost
that's
ain't
theirs.
thinking about none of this.
You have this thing, like this.
No, I know.
Piece. So,
but
don't worry about that.
Do you know
I just want to make sure that they're not there waiting for us. They left.
No, yeah, they left
because they're doing that.
They're
dealing with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm trying to clarify.
Do you know the book that?
What about this book?
The book. We need to take that to Candlekeep before we all die again.
No, it's a red herring. No,
the red herring.
It was a completely different quest for a completely different time. Maybe you'll play characters that deal with that.
If we die here, we probably will.
Yeah, that sounds deadly. He got a taste for total party kill. He's like,
I want more of this.
I was typing out today. For those at home, we're running this campaign because my last campaign ended in a total party kill, which was my first. And I think I found the formula to kill you guys, which is I throw a bunch of minions and one big thing that can't be hurt, and you'll all focus on the big thing, and the minions will just kill you to death.
Yeah. This is unexpected.
Yeah.
You knew this army would stop us.
Right. Oh, if we kill the general, the army stops fighting, right?
Hey.
What?
How weird in video games.
Any other questions before we begin? Any clarifications? Want to know where you're at?
Yeah. How do we get out of this chicken shit outfit? No. So
you stow that shit, Hudson.
No, we're escaping.
You're escaping.
Escaping.
So you escape. You eventually find one of your marks on the wall.
Oh.
And you follow it back through the chambers to the landing that you came in here for, like where the water meets these caverns.
Is that what you rolled? Our success is finding our own.
I rolled to see which way you went.
Gotcha.
Like it's inevitable that you eventually get out of here. Like it's only a matter of time. There's only so many of these caverns. It's just, do you run into minions? Do you find something different? You know, there was options, but in this case, you stumble back upon your own path.
Fortunate.
And you follow it back to your boat, your landing, where you scuttled your boat, and you just have to go down there and get it.
We found our boat?
Yeah.
This is great.
We sank it on purpose, remember?
No, yeah, I know. Yeah, we scuttled it. That's great. I wasn't expecting we'd find our boat. I thought we were gonna have to make a swim for it if we ended up in some other.
You would have died. Like, what were you gonna do? Strip out of your armor?
I don't know. Yes. Put it in the bag.
Good to know that for later.
Well, I don't want to drown.
Well, someone is gonna have to strip out of the armor and help me pull this boat.
Yeah,
out.
he can.
I can wade in.
Yeah, he did it before. He just walks down. You can pull it up.
Yeah.
Dump it out. There's nothing. I mean, obviously, it's pressing that you get out of here as fast as you can.
Yeah.
But nothing is. You're hearing nothing.
Eerily quiet.
Eerily quiet.
I don't like that.
Just your own noise echoing through all of the passageways.
We left that dragon spawn rogue behind.
The rogue and the warlock.
Well, he ran away. We left the rogue behind.
The schemer and the warlock are.
I mean, down the big green one, but who knows? Who knows?
I watched that fucker die.
But technically with warlock
We also
Anyway,
sound
but-
like damn mids.
What are we setting sail? Are we going back where we came?
First off, there's no sail. Second off, yeah, we'll paddle that way.
I'm not sailing. It's all sailing to me.
Zero next like, ha ha ha. You're just sitting in the middle with an oar.
Yeah. Do I catch the wind like this?
To the wind? Zero next.
So you set back down the winding waterways that are through this crevice. You know, you remembered the way when you got in here. As a sailor, you're like, oh, yep, we did all lefts, or we did all rights, or we, remember this or that.
Get out in 6.
When you exit the crevasse that you entered, you have been in here for hours, and the morning sun has turned into the midday sun, which has cooked off the fog.
Mist. Oh.
The mist that
gave us cover on the way here.
Yeah. So now you're just out here on this big, shiny, mirrored lake that stretches off as far as the eye can see.
Well,
you know that if you head straight back out, straight south,
we're going to hit
there's
that camp again.
There's a good chance that camp will be able to spot you coming.
We should get the western shore.
You can go down the sides, but you know that ends in the mountain range that comes in around it, the foothills and the high walls. So,
this is my original plan of getting here.
Was to go up and climb up there.
We can climb our way back. Abandon the boat.
I was going to say, it might be safer to pull offshore and go around the encampment.
Around the encampment?
Well, we can go the other way. I'm just saying that we shouldn't go through the center anymore.
Well, if we take the high ground, we can see them coming if they spot us, and we can make an exit. I said we climb through the rocks. We have no urgency. We have the peace. If we're looking for this, it'll be hard pressed to chase us up on the foothills.
For once, Rolfrost speaks the truth.
Damn right.
For once.
For once. What? What is this?
For once?
It is your decision, Rolfrost.
So our options are going back.
If we cut through the center, they'll see us. If we hug the edges, if we hug this edge, the camp is over here.
So
If we hug this edge, we go off course, but we can climb out.
yeah, the lake is pretty massive, but if you were to go straight through, like anywhere along the shore, they would just have clear line of sight to see you. If you went straight left, you're going to have a huge wall of this rock and foothills and chasm to climb. And you can start, grading it essentially. Like, if you go this way, it's less risky than going straight down, but still pretty risky. The more you do this, the more you're either going to have to climb out or risk being seen by the camp.
That's what I was saying. So the exit's right here. This is more guard influence. This is more climbing. So if we park it somewhere in the sweet spot, we should be able to
hit the beach and go around.
Yeah, skirt some of the raiding party, or skirt some of the raiding party, and climb effectively without having to do too much of either.
I say, when we came to get this thing, they wanted this thing. Whatever we put in that bag is something they want. If they have any communication with any of these encampments on here, they're going to be scouring, looking for our escape. I say we take the high ground.
The bag is described.
But they know that we are leaving with it.
We came with it.
Yes.
We didn't pick the bag.
No, you didn't come with the shard. They know you have the shard now. They're waiting in that room.
Bag. I was like, we brought the bag.
Oh,
yeah. They know you have to escape, and they
Thank you,
they know.
Looked at me funny, and I was like,
Yeah, they know you have to escape.
We brought the bag with us.
They know we have to escape, and they know the water is the only way to do it.
They're like, it's that multicolored Rasta bag with the weed leaf stitch.
I have these pythons. We bought pythons in town.
We did.
I display my pythons to the prince.
And really, you're only looking at. I mean, you could go the opposite way, but the camp is here on this beach. You got an entire beach these are walls, and the walls, the rock walls, the canyon walls, or the mountain walls, come down a little bit, but the beach is completely encased. Like you said, you had to go through that little passageway into it, and there's only so many passageways out. So if you think of it as a big piece of pie, and the camp is here, you have all of this, like all of this down here, is your escape route, or anything along this edge. Just pick if you want to go straight left and climb a huge wall, or do you want to try to hit the beach here, or do you want to try to go as far as you can go and climb a wall, a little bit of a wall, and get out, or do you want to risk hitting the beach somewhere where they're going to spot you and just try to outrun them?
I think our best option, as Zernak says, probably stay towards the edge, but also try to.
Yeah, of course, my lord.
The one thing that he does have, and he also even pointed out, is like, if we climb, then they don't know to watch. Like, they can watch the passages out of the beach. There's only so many of them. But if you do eventually climb at some point, then you forego all of that. So if you hit the beach and try to go out a passage that's already carved out, they could be watching those. There's only so many of them. If you eventually hit the foothills and climb up and over until you can get to some cleaner land or clearer land, then you're completely in the wilds to them.
Plus, Rofrost wants to test his pitons.
The Lord has spoken. We will hit the beachhead. We will fight any resistance we meet. We shall destroy them.
Well, no, I thought the plan was to just skip some of the climbing and get to a point where we then climb just not as.
Okay. That's what I was saying. Was so
high.
If you
Not as much climbing.
They're guarding right here. Come as close as we can without being seen, and then climb out that way, which might be a little easier. The problem is that we risk being seen with less climbing, but if we go directly west, it's pure climb.
Yeah, no chance of being seen. If you go directly west, no chance of being seen. A very complex and hard climb.
And Rufus won't say it, but I will. There might also be critters that live up in the high bits that we don't want to deal with.
Right, so you're going against your original idea.
No, Rofrost is all about it, but the more I think of it...
He wants to climb.
So go through the water until you can see the beach, and then hit the wall and try to climb.
Yeah.
Seems good.
The middle ground.
Yeah, try to hit this middle ground of both climbing and...
Sneaking.
All right.
Yeah.
Or diplomatic resolution.
I'm not going to make you roll for any rowing or sailing or any of that. Like
sailing.
You've got a experienced sailor,
These
so
are really good.
oh yeah,
Can I have another one?
Oh, absolutely.
It's delicious.
Canada Dry is so good.
Looking for sponsorship, by the way.
So you make your way through this in the daylight with the full sun coming down to it. The mineral component of the lake, like just looking out at it, it looks like you're floating on mercury. It looks like you're floating on a mirror. Like I said, like when you look directly at it, you can see through it, but there is that super reflective surface. So it's pretty bright, like it's shiny. You make your way through. It's a big lake. It's huge. Like from the pinion against the wall, that crevice you went through, you can't see the shore.
Mm.
So it takes you
even without the mist.
Even without the mist, like that's how far away it is. Like
it's fishing here. It's we're not being chased by cultists.
There's not many fish.
We have actually. Yeah. You probably don't know much about kidneys. I bet the Sleuthberry wine gives mad kidney stones after long-term use. I'm just saying.
So
we're Dragonborn. We can probably handle it.
You follow along until you hit, like you can see the shore, and you go towards the wall, the canyon wall there. So who's gonna try to climb this thing first?
I do like to scout ahead.
You do. Would you like one of my pythons?
I think I have my own.
Hold on.
I do.
Or is the wizard going to give an arcane solution to this puzzle?
Nope, she can't.
Oh,
She's used all of her second level spell slots.
I'm out of spell slots too. I don't know how you guys
speaking
are doing.
of which, with succeeding and living and getting out and having the Heartstone, everyone's starting this game with inspiration.
Ooh, baby.
You can just click it on your little screen.
Oh, I can click on my little screen. We brought our tablets today, folks. We're like professional gamers here.
And the so our modem has been moved closer to this room. So that,
I do feel
that
like
should
the
help.
response is faster. Yeah,
And like
So you
we've
can feel
been
the
green.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we've been green this entire time, even with all 4 tablets of music going, and
Sweet.
so hopefully that is a sign of things to come. All right, so she would totally love to levitate you up, but she's out of second level spells. So.
All right, I will attempt the first leg of the climb.
Well, roll that check.
Athletics.
Athletics. You have rope. You have pythons.
Acrobatics.
No, acrobatics is like you're not flipping up the side of the wall.
Jackie chanting up this.
Sleight of hand. Piton so fast.
I will give you. I'll give you advantage. There's no rush. You have pythons. You have rope.
Good thing, too.
It's only a 20.
Yeah. So you climb up. It's not that bad. Like, though it's not a sheer wall. There's definitely lots of crevices and crooks that you can get up into. Wait, you can python something in, tie a rope off to it.
So as we python up, am I going to be reducing my python number?
Yes.
Okay.
We each have 5, don't we?
Yes. So since I'm going ahead, do you want to give me your pythons?
Yeah, I did offer up to you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so go ahead and reduce yours to 0 and give me 10.
So
Yep.
it'll take 10 pythons to make a rope climb up this entire thing.
Okay, so we will be out of pythons.
All right. So you guys are all...
I probably don't have my pythons on here, do I?
No, you don't.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
But yeah.
It's just equipment.
He didn't
Well,
add
I don't think I added it
Oh,
because
okay.
I didn't
Yeah,
bring my. Yeah.
He wrote it in later on his sheet. So you guys, with the ropes, there's no reason to roll. There's no danger here. You can take as much time as you want. And you guys are all in good shape. So after he puts the rope ladder up, essentially, you can just climb that path up the side. The only thing is, like, you could climb back down that rope, reclimb on your own, and collect all your pythons and rope, or you could just leave it here.
I feel like I don't want to leave it here. Plus, do we have more climbing to do?
Now you're at the top of the foothills here. It should just be riding from here on out.
Let's set the rope on fire.
I am so poor.
It's burning behind us. You're so what?
I'm so poor.
Oh, you said
I
bored.
said, no. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whatever I do to sabotage the climbing behind us, so they have to do it themselves. Yeah.
If they can find you here. You're also leaving a boat at the bottom that's going to float out into the lake.
That's what I'm saying. So might as well burn the rope.
You want to burn the rope?
We're leaving it. I don't want to.
Yeah.
They can just chase us right back up the wall.
All right, we got more rope.
You know what? That's a good point. No, I'll take the rope with me. Can I?
You have to go down and undo. You either have to, if you just want the rope, you have to climb back down, and as you go up, it's fine. You don't have to make a roll for this. You just climb back down. You reclimb back up the rope, undoing the knots and putting the rope in your
I definitely
belt,
want to do that.
and you'll climb back up. If you also want to recover the pythons, though, that's when it gets to be a athletics check.
Roll the dice, man.
It's just pythons. They're cheap.
Yeah, all right.
Don't worry
We'll-
about
Yeah, so are we. Coincidentally.
No, I'll go back for the rope. I do want to keep my rope.
Yeah, you just climb down, and then to the first python, you untie the knot, tuck the rope into your belt, and
good
as you
rope.
climb back up the rope, you just untie the knot in each python
Got
and
4
bring it back up
safe.
with you.
All right.
All right,
Sorry.
all right. So, really, there's not much else to this. You're so far like out of the way in the wilderness that you could just ride your chargers through the foothills until you come back to a pathway, one of those well-worn paths I talked about when you came up here,
Yeah.
and you saw them going off into the other parts of the foothills. You can find one of those, and it funnels back down into the main path, which leads back to Shade Rest. So
All right.
there really isn't anything after that method of escape. There's nothing stopping you from getting back to Shade Rest.
Well, it's
The
sad.
town is a welcome sight. It's
Yeah.
hustling and bustling, smells of food and camp or wood fires and chimney smoke is coming out. And
My lord, I know there's no any other option really than what we have, but I do fear of retaliation of those forces coming to this town after us. It's a possibility.
I would agree. I think, though, that if we simply get out of town, they will be fine. I'm not sure they are going to destroy the town in the looking for us.
I agree.
where would we even go? What's our next step?
We can't just go back to the tower, can we? Didn't we even meet? I don't think we did. Your master is very vague about details.
He just said we'd find something here, and find it we did. It's up to us to figure out what to do with it.
Should we take it back to the clan holdings? Is our mission, is our quest a success?
Well, before we go that far, we should probably figure out what's possibly special about it.
How would we go about doing that, my lord?
Maybe scholars would know.
I'm assuming we're talking about the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you made it back to town.
Okay.
There's nothing stopping you once you got into the foothills from funneling back into the main pathway.
Rufus was worried though, being back in town would
Invite retaliation or attack upon the town.
I agree.
But then there's also the fact that you don't know where to go next. You don't know what it is you have, or you don't have a clear next step.
Because I suggested, well, let's not stay here. They're not going to destroy the whole place. Being like, where are they? Probably just ask one person. They'll be like, they went that way.
Well, we could definitely use a rest.
Those three scholars might know something more about this.
They knew something more than we did when we got here.
Was that back at Braden's Down?
Nope, that's here. Shade Rest is the three scholars.
Three scholars in.
The three scholars.
This is the three stories, isn't there?
Three stories
Three
is
Stories
actually the
is
last
Braden.
town. I thought they were related. They were related as well.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
Totally
saying,
unrelated.
I got them backwards.
No.
Three stories was the oldest. This is the three scholars.
Stories was at Braden's Down.
With the Hinky Dinky and Mark.
Despite being on the run, we could all use a rest.
It's a lot of climbing we just did, and a lot of fighting, and a lot of running. And that, I'm not going to lie, that rock was very heavy. I know I swung it around effortlessly, but
Our leader has been carrying it for days.
it's true.
Not days.
Yeah, it's one day.
The rest of the day. It's still, like, the sun is starting to go down, but it's not near the horizon yet.
So what inn is it that we...
You were at the Shady Rest Inn,
Okay.
but you got all your information from...
The three scholars, like,
Brewery, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
the
there's
Three
two
Scholars.
breweries,
It's called the
Stone's Throw and
Three
the
Scholars
Scholars.
House, is what it's called.
We stayed, we rested at Shady Rest, but before we set out, we stopped at the Three Scholars because of that
that's right.
person that we
That old
encountered.
man.
That old man recommended him.
Shady Rest is where I ordered the wrong.
No, that was the
No,
Stone's
it was
Throw.
the Stone's
That was
Throw.
the Stone's Throw Brewery.
That was the way before. Okay, that was before.
That was here.
That was here.
Yeah, but it was before you got to the Three Scholars. You went to the Stone's Throw Brewery and ordered a Three Scholars drink.
That's right. We wanted to play the stone throw game until we found out that we can't come back.
Yeah, it's 86th.
Yeah. Boo.
Alright, well, we could probably go to the Three Scholars house and at very least ask for information and get a short rest in. I would think.
You could do that.
Because
Follow you?
unless anyone else has a better suggestion, I don't know that we should stay the night if we think that they will follow us here.
The Three Scholars is...
Or come looking through here.
They're the ones that lost the chalice and the spear? Or they just lost
They
the
didn't
chalice?
lose the chalice. They didn't. They have nothing to do with the chalice. They just know a lot about this pinion.
You're confusing two towns.
Okay, I'm very much confused.
Braden's Rest was in
Cormier.
Cormier. You are now in Shady Rest, which is not in a land.
Yeah.
It's on its own. Yeah.
It was Tolan, Ayasa's old mentor, that
That
technically
lost the
lost
You
the
guys, when you guys finally got to the Three Scholars, you met Will, Ty, and Rick, and they filled you in on the local information. They talked about how to get to the Pinion, what its history was, and all that jazz.
Yeah. I did not write responses. Yes. I got that part. I didn't write enough notes down on that shit for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
My fault.
Again.
Alright.
Yeah, so anyone else have a better idea than heading to the Three Scholars,
Sounds like a
getting
plan.
a short rest and some information about this thing in my bag?
I'll die. Let's do it.
You got a thing in your sack?
Hell yeah.
Thing in a sack. He's got rocks in a sack. Big metal ones.
Big stones.
Big stones. Actually, it's just a big stone. One singular.
One big stone in your sack. It's a
That's-
single
It's
testicle.
actually called cancer. Thank you
Yeah.
for even
Bringing that up.
Not really. Not really. No.
All right. So you head back to the Three Scholars. You enter. It is midday. There's again just a couple people in here. You see a couple folks playing some dragon chess. It is Will behind the bar. The nerdy looking one. He has glass spectacles on his face.
The big one was Rich, right?
Rick. R-I-K.
Rick.
Yeah. R-I-K. The tall one, tall gangly, is Ty. And then the short, studious one with the glasses is Will.
Gotcha.
So, Will's behind the bar. He looks up. Oh, you're back. How did it go?
A little more violently than I would have wished.
Yeah, you guys seem... Yeah, come on in. He pulls out 3 glasses. He pours 3 Slooseberry wines. And then he goes over and he grabs this wineskin and he like pops it open and he starts squeezing into like this little dollop of some type of amber gelatin. Actually, he pulls out 4 glasses. I keep forgetting about myself. Drops into each one.
Okay, awesome.
Blook, blook, blook.
Is this the kidney stone you were speaking?
Yes.
He just swirls them around a little bit, and the amber goop breaks up into the Slooseberry wine. Goes,
That is shady as fuck.
Let's find out.
It's
Horrible.
wine.
Poop wine.
Hey, I'm the sailor.
We
Yep.
drink.
You feel invigorated.
Mm.
Who's down health?
Me.
Everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you all get
20? Good.
10 hit points back each.
Yeah, I'll take
Oh, I
it.
didn't even need that.
I did.
You feel invigorated.
As far as a short rest is concerned, does that give us any of our spell slots back, or just like...
Unfortunately, no, unless you're a wizard or a sorcerer that spends their sorcery points.
Gotcha. I did not use my acidic vomit. So.
Blah, blah. He asks how it went. Like, what did you find up there? Obviously, you found those that went before you.
See, this is what I was talking about with the guy that sent us up, or where we talked at the 3 stories where we talked about the chalice and spear or whatever.
That's not what we talked about, those.
What did we talk about? When did we talk about the spear and the chalice? Am I making this up completely?
Well, no, that was probably the tower.
So you talked about the chalice
With
back in Braden's
Okay.
Braden's Downs.
And then, so is the spear just one of the names for the python, for the pinion?
Well, and these 3 scholars talked about that.
Okay, so I just appropriated that spear thing as something canon. Okay, gotcha.
They talked about a little bit at Braden's Downs at the 3 stories. They talked a little bit about Shady Rest because some of them had been up there, or the Shade.
Okay.
But it's the 3 scholars that told you all the histories.
Okay.
The Elven, the Dwarven, and the human histories of the pinion and what it is, which is the spear.
Yeah, the challenge is a real thing that we know exists. That back in Braden's Rest,
the spear was a theoretical
and
thing.
As I said, like the chalice is a very important artifact, but it's also not pertinent to this at all.
That's fine.
I just didn't want it to become a let's talk about the book again every time we're here.
No, for me, it was the chalice and the spear were the 2 things we were looking for, but it's not.
You're looking for the spear.
The spear. So I'm not making that up.
Yeah.
Spear.
But the chalice was something else. That was just something that Tolan is dealing with, that it comes with a history of Tiamat, which you're not dealing with yet.
Gotcha.
It's a bit out of your pay grade.
Mm-hmm.
Level 4 characters.
There's 4 of us.
That's true.
That's
all together.
16.
Yeah.
We're equal to 1 level 16. So what do you tell Will?
We found this rock. We were beset by 4 of the dragon spawn that we saw leaving the town. 3. We only saw 3 of us. The green one.
Green one, black one, blue one.
Oh, that's right. And we skirted their caravan, but they ambushed us under the pinion.
Under the pit, like
within.
Under?
We went inside, and
you can get in that place. Huh.
I would recommend it.
Guess that kid wasn't lying.
What kid?
Oh, just years ago, there was some kid that said he got into there, and neither here nor there.
You have to like keep being like, this isn't important.
No, that was a shot at Robert over there.
Nothing flies over my head. I would catch it.
So, and you went to blows with these. Are they still out there? Did you?
Of the 3, 2 remain. Possibly.
Well.
They set upon us with their mercenaries or followers or whatnot. They were after this piece of the pinion, which we felt was important.
There's a piece of the pinion? Even the dwarves couldn't mine that. Did they get it?
No, they did not get it.
So you have it. Is it safe?
This is what I don't want to tell you that we have it. It's too late now. It's as safe as it can be.
They should know they might be in danger because
you told
of
Mr. Chance to be like,
just turn out the bag.
It's as safe as it can be.
It broke off when we touched it.
Hey Ty, watch the bar. Let's go someplace a little bit quieter.
Still in the bag.
Oh, I thought you whipped it out.
No, he didn't.
Really whip it
out. No one whipped it out.
I was excited.
No.
About you whipping it out.
Not in the middle of everyone to see and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So he takes you just down this little hallway that would go out the back to where the privy is, but instead he goes down, opens up a door, and there's a stairway down, and there's a private little room in there. It's got seats, it's got a table, it's got cushioned chairs. It just seems like a little meeting room down in the basement. He brings you in there.
When he whips it up.
As you're heading down there, Rick is like got a cask on his shoulder coming from deeper in the basement. Walks up. Oh, hey. Everything all right, guys?
Just fine. The sluiceberry kidney stones are wonderful.
The sluiceberry kidneys. So he keeps walking and Will brings you into this room. Shuts the door. And goes, so, a piece of the pinion is in now your possession, and the cult of the dragon was after this thing?
Oh, no.
That's why we brought it here.
Do you know what it is?
No.
We thought perhaps you could tell us.
Well, where is it?
It's in La Savra's sack. It's just fun to say.
Oh,
Present him, give him your seed, sir. I mean, this time.
And I will whip it out in this
like,
instance.
he holds out his hand, because like he just sees you guys with this like, and then you're like, like this whole thing comes out on this table, this massive prism-shaped, just super weighty piece of metal onto the table. He's like, "Whoa!"
Did we say piece? We meant percentage.
Like,
We've still have
all
percentage.
right.
Yeah.
Puts his hands on it, runs his finger across it.
What does he do with the
Smells it.
Careful,
He's with your sack right now. Whoa. Hey! No, the scrying sack. Like, this is good. This is...
This thing was glowing when we encountered it, and at the slightest touch, it broke off.
Is it still glowing?
It is reflecting any light in the room to a very high degree. But it is not... There's nothing emanating from itself, it seems. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to need some time to figure out what this is.
Are you sure you wish to know? I would figure we would take it and leave it and get it out of your possession.
I want to know everything, but I think you guys need to know what this is, right?
How much time do you need?
Estimate hour and a half.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, more wine.
At least I'll know. At least I'll know what questions more to ask.
How do you know so much about these sort of things? You run a brewery. No offense.
I used to dabble in other things in my day, and why I'm so good at the brewery is because I'm an alchemist by trade. And, of course, to figure out what this stone is, alchemy will tell us the answer. I just need to get my kit. So are you guys staying in the basement with it, or are you going to go upstairs?
I'm going to stay with it.
I don't think it's safe. If someone's at least look out.
Okay.
Perhaps I will go watch at the bar.
Okay. What are you doing?
I would ask that maybe Ayasa stays down here.
Okay.
So Rofrus,
Rofrus and Iyasa stay down with
because she'll probably have a better understanding of what
Come split the party with me.
I am gonna join.
All right.
Zernax upstairs.
Send something down for me, please.
My
lord.
I should have had the balloon.
I've served you so graciously. Please send down wine.
The
We're
question
in
is
one
like,
building. We're not really splitting the party.
why are you wearing Savroth?
Because I was going to give it to him, but I wanted to show it off.
You're gonna get a used T-shirt.
He's like, pick a color.
Oliver. So
I got excited. I was like, this one I should give it to him because I couldn't remember if you were silver or not until we got here and I sat down.
Yeah.
This is.
Yep. So this shirt is a reference to the very first.
No, this is our third session.
The very first session when you left out in the water and got attacked by the pirates. You got levitated by Ayasa.
First session. So he called me the Dragon Balloon.
Yep. So he got levitated on the boat, and the boat was moving. So when he got levitated off the boat, he started trailing behind. So they literally had to throw a rope to him and hold him in place. And he was just up there raining death down on these pirates.
Also, I didn't think it mattered. The other ones I have are purple, green, and orange anyway.
Yeah, you need yellow. You need a yellow for gold. You need a like a dark orange for bronze,
Yeah. And then
a brown for copper.
brown.
Yep.
All right.
So
I'll
orange,
get you one of these. I'll keep it.
orange, yellow, silver. Oh, sorry. Yeah, orange, yellow, silver, and brown.
We'll write it down at the end.
Yeah. All right. Or you could do even green, like green for copper, like the tarnished copper. Think fun stuff. Did you already order the shirts? Like,
That's what I said. I needed sizes and colors before we started on.
and I think you sent a screen capture.
I did, but I was gonna say the 8-bit program that I have on this, all I have to do is just adjust the color palette. It takes me like 30 seconds. The only difference is that I have to go home and I can't just replace the color on the shirt program.
Yeah.
I have to
Make a new shirt for each one.
I have to be a new shirt for each one. And it'll be easy because this is ready to go. Your brother made the 8-bit writing for it pretty easily. So, yeah. But I think it came out pretty sharp.
Yeah, it looks good. Hell Gold Death is a good thing. All right. So, you and Iyasa are downstairs. You two are going upstairs, but you're staying in the Three Scholars' house. So,
unless you want to go out front.
I mean,
I don't want to draw attention to us.
Yeah, we'll look out window. I'm sure they have a window.
No, they do not.
Remember, this is like a tube.
Like this is a place like they don't look at the outside. Like it's dark, it's quiet. But if you walk up with like Will is walking out to go get his kit, so he'll leave you and Iyasa with the stone, with the heartstone. And as you guys go up, he tells Rick, who's up there putting in a new keg, like, "Hey, we got to go tell the guard that the cult of the dragon was out poking around and got denied, like, so they could be coming back here."
Okay.
So Rick is going out to tell the guard and warn them that something might go down here.
My bad, guys. Sorry.
No.
We brought the garbage. No, I'm not saying me. I'm saying like us. Like we brought that.
I like these Three Scholar guys. Let's see much yet. So far.
Yeah. Until they find out that they're the actual head of the cult of the dragon.
Yeah. Locke was a guy you talked to before as well, and he told you about the security, and he talked about seeing the worm spawn.
Wasn't he the guard captain?
He's the guard captain.
Yeah.
He's the captain of the Shade Watch.
Shade Watch, that's right.
So they go, like, Rick is like, "I'll go find Locke," and he walks out. Ty is just behind the bar looking as calm as can be. He throws out a couple bad jokes to you guys.
Thanks.
Like
a talking muffin joke. So
it's like, what do you call it? What did the blind and deaf dragon name his dragon king?
No. Will gets his alchemy set and he brings it back downstairs. He sets up a whole bunch of stuff around. You guys are pretty much served like some food, like snacks and drink, whichever place you are. You're never without. Ty comes down and gets you guys your drinks and food, and you guys upstairs just get that. And they never ask for coin or anything in return.
Cool.
So, don't ask, don't pay. I don't know if that's a thing.
I thought this was Praxis again.
Yeah.
PRAX.
So
it wasn't all of us.
He does a lot of stuff to the stone. He dabs out powders and puts liquids on it, and takes little hammers and chisel sets and goes to work at it. Does a lot of stuff.
I'll keep looking at Iyasa like, is this okay? Like, should he be doing this?
She's, oh yeah. He's still eating her cheeses.
Yeah, maybe me too.
You don't want to be out eating.
Yeah.
I'm not trusting you yet. But.
Yeah.
Rick comes back after a time with Locke, and they seem to be discussing security precautions. Locke is like, "Well, I'm going to go hit up the inns and see if we can get any caravan guards to add to our watch tonight for extra pay. See if they want to stay up and bolster our garrisons. And Rick's like, that's a good idea. I'll hit this end. I'll hit the Silver Road and the Rising Flame. You hit Dancing Maid and Shady Rest. Like, okay. And he's like, I'll be right out. I have to get something. And he goes upstairs.
Yeah, I was going to say, we made some friends at the Stones Throw. I think we can ask them as well.
You didn't hear any of that. You're downstairs.
I'm just thinking to
You
myself.
think to yourself.
Talk to him
Yeah.
like, hey, perhaps we can
Perhaps
help
you
us.
can message him. You know where he's at.
Yeah. I mean, I'm out of spells.
No, it's a cantrip.
Oh, it is a cantrip.
Yeah, you can.
So I'll message
Remember, you can do that at any time.
Yeah, all right, cool. Then I'll just message to Rofrost that they're getting together a militia that we could possibly help him.
To bolster the.
And then at the end, I add "It's me again."
Oh.
Could you not tell by my accent?
Yeah.
The only one who speaks Kashi.
I speak aloud, a reply that you can't hear.
Okay.
And he also looks over at you like, are you talking to Xerinax again?
I am.
You don't have to say anything out loud.
What do?
Think back to him. Is that hard for you?
That's all you
Is it?
upstairs. You are an idiot.
Am I not thinking when I say things?
You are doing both.
I start thinking back, but it's like way too late after the
You
cancer.
think, and that's what you hear. Like,
Is he taking a shit?
but yeah, they're like, they seem to be. They should be taking care of the security of the place, just because. Yeah, you could have caused retaliation against the town. They're gonna get some extra guard to watch out for that.
Can I climb the 3 scholar? Or is there a roof entrance exit?
No, but I mean, you can ask. You want to ask Ty?
Yeah. I can give a scout.
Ask on the roof.
And Ty's like, oh yeah, you can get up on the roof.
Can
you
we get up on the roof?
You go here. There's like he'll tell you exactly, and he tells it to you as if. Like, as a thief would think about it. Oh, there's a rain gutter on the side, you climb up this, you flip over the top, you shimmy across this side, and climb up here, and there's a handhold I put in place, that kind of stuff.
Ty
Like,
says that?
Ty, yeah.
The gangly one.
Can I thank him in cantrip?
In Thieves' Cant?
Can't, sorry.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Oh, clever!
I'll keep that in mind.
He's like, but you're not going to see much. I mean, we're on the inner wall. The inner, he calls it the inner ripple.
It's just good to know that it's there.
Yeah.
Perhaps later, if we have to defend, I can defend from on high.
And then he'll talk to you about the ripples, because this town grew, like, in waves. So they put up their first buildings, like where the Shade Rest is and the 3 Scholars, and then they put a wall around it. And then they had more population, more people came through, and they built more buildings, and then another wall, and then there's at least 4 ripples in Shade Rest.
Where named after the. Never mind.
So,
he's describing a city that I recognize.
I thought you were Sanford and Sons, whatever.
No. Whoa. What? What does Sanford and Sons have to do with this?
Ripple?
Oh, God.
Ripple.
That's the name of the junction we lived in.
No, it's the drink you made. It was just.
Oh, Ripple? What's Ripple Junction? What am I thinking? Is that
It's like-
a kid's show?
It's just basically like bathtub wine, basically. Anyway, how about. Yeah.
So, eventually, Will calls you back down
Watch the one with Sanford.
stairs.
I love that show.
Oh, that was a great
It
show.
was a great show.
I'm coming! I'm
Yeah,
coming!
this is the big one.
This is it! So Will will call you back downstairs and says, I have an idea of what it is physically, but I think you guys are going to need to fill me in on some details.
Oh, good. That's all we got is details about what we're doing.
It exhibits all of the signs of 2 elements, which is interesting because 1 element can't be 2 elements, and this isn't showing the signs of an alloy. I could go all day. But it seems to be platinum and adamantine at the same time.
Is it valuable?
Yeah.
Monetarily speaking?
Monetarily speaking?
Get out of here, Easter Rock. We want Xeranax back. No, but it's true. You are Goldath. You are Goldath. Like, this is an investment. Yeah. So, yeah. Why is there a platamantine?
Platamantine, I like that.
Platamantine hunk of metal in our mountain.
Rofast's gonna say something, but he doesn't quite know how to put it.
Aren't you the ones with the stories about how it came from the sky?
We did, but those are stories.
Perhaps there is some truth in their stories.
Now, obviously, but why are you here? What was it you were told about this thing?
We're traders. I just wanted some adaplatium.
Gold press adaplatium.
Or platinum. What did you call it? Platamantium?
Platamantium.
Look at
yeah, that's not for us to say.
In the most basic way, we were just told it could be useful to us.
Useful to you how?
That is the most basic way.
Yeah, it doesn't get more basic than that, that's for sure.
But specifically, I mean, you asked for my help. Does the fact that this is platinum and adamantine help you? Does it tell you where to go next?
What being platinum means something,
Well,
right?
Well, it should.
It's
for two of you at least.
No, obviously, it's how you put words to it. We have been on sort of a pilgrimage after a divine contact to our Lord Goldath here by the platinum dragon known as Bahamut, and we've been following it north.
All right. Okay. That's something.
And I have adamantium armor, so I wonder.
But what is this?
If this is just a divine compliment, I'm like, what?
Is this a scale? Is this... What is this to him?
It is too small to be a tooth.
Well,
right.
I do have a theory.
Let's hear it.
I look very nervous about it. Well,
proceed, Rofrus.
Oh, yes, my lord. Well, you mentioned theory. You
the
mentioned
door
stories.
Opens
oh,
as you're about to begin this.
Thank.
And Rick and Ty walk in. They bring drinks for everyone, and they sit down.
Okay.
They shut the door behind them.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something like,
nope.
and they're followed by a blue.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for that too.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Nope. They just said drinks get passed out to all of you, and Will turns back to you and says, well, "Proceed."
I was most curious about this. Or one of the stories about this.
Okay. Just get your drink before you.
Nobody's watching the.
Oh, can you not hear me while I'm facing downwards into a? No, that's not gonna work. I was
There's a trash can back there.
I was most curious about.
Nailed it.
I dated that shot.
I was curious about one of your possible origin stories you shared with us. What the elves said about this being a spear cast down to pin this beast down, this god spear. Well, if they were servants of Tiamat, this purple dragon cult, what if this is something of a god spear that Bahamut placed down to pin a great enemy, perhaps involved with Tiamat? There has been other activity, another artifact associated with the bad dragon one. And I start rambling on.
Rick goes, "Wait, Will, are you telling me Zunshay is in our house?"
What?
No, I didn't say any of that, Rick. Zunshay.
I'm writing that down. Could you spell that for me?
It is pronounced Zuranax.
Did they actually spell it out for me?
Yep. Will's Zunshay. Zunshay.
I'm sorry. Zunshay.
AY.
S.
H
Not Xernex.
A-Y.
Sunshade. Oh, Xenonex.
That's why I was saying it's pronounced Xernex.
What?
What is this?
He was like,
Sunshade.
Sunshade. I'm like, it's pronounced Xernex.
I was spelling it like Chinese
Zunshade.
converted.
Zunshhay.
What is Sunshade? Is that some sort of human lingo for sunshine?
Then Ty answers, no. It's that big platinum dude's spear.
Dude.
I was like, what's up?
You mean
This is not a dude. You're a dude. This is a man.
Do you mean the spear of Bahamut?
That's what they're talking about, but I'm still not convinced. I mean,
This
yeah.
is just a theory. I am not a scholar.
I mean, it wouldn't.
It was an effective club.
It did make for an effective club, let me tell you. I wish you could have shown me.
It would make sense that with all the stories around it, it has something to do with associated with it. It could be a part of it. It just forgot what it was, and now it's this. Ding, ding, ding. This is tapping it.
How can an object forget what it was?
Oh, don't get him started, Ty says.
I've already started.
At least you get to the
And Will's like, well, we're talking about the divine. The divine, gravity, physics, physical manifestations. That doesn't concern them. For them, it's pure belief. That's what the planes are founded on. You could go from Gehenna to Elysium, and the laws would change. Things would change. Stuff you have in your possession. Spells. How spells work completely differentiate. So, when a god takes something and throws it down to earth, what it is to him isn't what it is to us.
This is terrifying.
Right. So, that huge mountain that we live in the shadow of, in the elven mythology, that's a spear tip. A huge mountain. A rock. Now, you're trying to tell me that this piece may be its tip, or some part of it. So, on their world,
Just the tip.
Zunshhay was a rock or a mountain, and on ours, it literally is a mountain. And now you found this piece of it.
Did we? Wouldn't that not suggest that we've removed whatever it was meant to pin down?
Well, it was just the dwarves.
Oh.
Having not signed up for this.
Now, I'm not
Xernex
saying-
is farewell.
Yeah, I'm
That
not.
is what the dwarves. Yeah,
Okay.
that is different from the elven legends.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they all don't have merit. They all probably have some bit of truth in them.
This, according to the visions given to our clan, this is some association with the saving grace of our near future, the clan Golda.
What are you supposed to do with it?
Do rightly know.
That's a great question.
That's what we are trying
You
to
guys
discover.
have any? The dream doesn't say anything about it.
No, there is something. I mean, if you don't remember, you don't remember. That's fine.
Oh shit!
But because like you guys focus so heavily on the chalice and what it was going to do that you forgot what he told you this thing
Oh,
could do.
damn it.
If Tiamat gets resummoned, you need something.
To fight with it, right? Something that could fight a titan.
That's the fight of
Yeah, I
manifested
remember this
God.
conversation now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to. I think I just don't want to believe that we would need to have that. So that would be.
You're a paladin. Come on.
I'm a 4th level paladin, sir.
Wouldn't you be more
They're the worst.
impressed
They're
by-
so
Oh man.
deep in their stuff
Yeah.
before it gets
I'm a
like
paladin.
like
Yeah,
oh, I have to
fine.
make
This is supposed
concessions.
to be. No. Rolfers will say this is meant to be some sort of weapon against a great evil, but I don't see how. I mean, it made for a great club, but to fight an evil god with it, I don't understand.
Perhaps when it sees its foe, it will remember it's a spear.
Rick,
Oh, look at you, the bard here.
Rick,
Yeah.
Rick goes, oh, guys, classic reforging a weapon quest. And Ty's like, hey, do you remember? And Will's like, hey, this isn't our time.
I'm sorry. Where could reforging?
Where could one forge platamantium?
I like that word.
Platamantium.
We should mint it at home.
Oh, God.
Well, that is a good question. Making god weapons, I mean, there's precedents. There's heroes that have done it before. I'd have to do some studying. If you want me to if you want me to give you a clear next step of possibly where to go, to have this thing remember what it's supposed to do, I'd need to do some homework.
Are you serious? You would do this for us?
And they're like, yeah,
Why?
he'd totally do that for you.
I asked him, why would you do this?
I'll take one of those t-shirts.
What's in this for you? I'm not used to humans being so...
Shouldn't you find the merit instead?
I'm asking him.
Sorry.
Zavra.
Rick steps up and says, I know I don't look it. I'm in pretty good shape.
You all look alike to me.
Well, I'm 80 years old, and that's getting up there in human years.
Oh.
Yeah, some magic here and there, and some items probably gave me a little bit more life than I should have had. And I know luck and these two fellas definitely extended my life way past what it is. But our glory days, our time to be put in the annals of history, Ty's over there going, it's over. But you are, you're just starting. So of course we'd help you. Anyone. I mean, a spear of Bahamut to take down Tiamat? I wish I could be there with you for this, but I can't. But I can tell Will to go put his nose in books all night to help you out. And if I could do that, then so be it, I will. Will.
Well,
he can't come with us. He'll just die.
Yeah. All these folks, like, you're getting a different sense of, like, torches being passed here. Tolan in his age. These people in their age. But they can't come with you. They're
has-beens.
But they know a lot. They've been there. They've done that. They've done the adventuring thing.
Well, perhaps so we can at least help to see the safety of this town while you do this, in case there was retaliation. Or perhaps these goblins that are coming up from the south. I don't know, but thank you.
We are beholden to your assistance. Anything we can provide, I'm sure Sabroth would give.
Say how... Any idea how long we're talking about now?
2 years.
Like, I'll try to do as fast as I can, but I don't know what I'm going to find about reforging a spear of a dragon god. And it's only going to be me just researching all kinds of stuff and making interpretations of it.
Spear of dragon god.
The spear of destiny.
I'll look to Yasa. Do you have a way to contact your master with your magics?
No. So, but I don't need this anymore, so you can take that back into your protection. Jump.
Weirdo just slips in there.
I love the ceremony of it.
Yeah.
Back in the sack.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm tired, so I cast massage as a cantrip. Oh, message. Damn it.
Massage. Like,
It's just a black, blue, and green, huh? That'd be fun.
it is.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to hit the books. Come back tomorrow morning, and I'll tell one of these guys to tell you if I'm ready to talk to you or not.
Come back. We can't stay here.
Thank you, Will.
There's no accommodation. This is not an inn.
This isn't an inn.
That's right. This is just a house.
This is just a tavern.
Yeah, we stayed at Shady
brew house.
All right. Well, we know the locals at Shady Rest. We should probably go back there.
Yeah. If we can afford to sleep there again.
We'll take care of that for you.
What?
We're forcing you to be here another day anyway.
I like how we've become super miserly this game.
Yeah.
Money. So wrong.
Pick up that copy you've dropped. Oh, thank you.
And hey, you can repay us by giving us a trade deal with your clan. I hear that you're good at those things.
I think.
And we put Shady Rest on the map.
The people of Timir will know where Shady Rest is.
They'll know your wine better.
As we piece our kidneys to
Well.
You guys going to
Alright,
Shady Rest again?
Yeah.
Shady Rest again?
It's
What's the plan,
very
fearless leader?
altruistic humans.
What was the more expensive one?
The Silver Road.
They're paying for it, so let's stay at the Silver Road.
He was noble.
That's not exactly what I was thinking of, but wasn't that one considered more private?
Yes.
I'm saying if we do think that there's a possibility that this cult of the dragon returns to the city.
It doesn't matter how private the rooms are. We're 4 Dragonborn walking around in the city.
Yeah.
Where they're going to be like, where did the Dragonborn go? Like, there first, then there, and then they ended up at the Silver Road.
I guess that's true.
Just follow the cloud of smoke.
Unless you wanted to try to pull a quick one on people. Like go eat at the Shady Rest, buy a room with the 3 scholars money, and like sneak out in disguise and go stay at Silver Road.
I don't have disguise.
I mean, when I say disguise, I'm not trying to say you're making yourself look like a human. I'm just like you're just
cover us.
Cover
Look at
yourselves.
me, I am a human.
I'm a human.
Yeah.
I'm a human.
I do the shaky thing.
I do the handshaky thing.
Like you like to do.
Scaly hands that are coming
Somebody
You're
totally
very
not
good at
robots.
Totally not robots.
Totally not robots.
Yeah.
Been doing it all my human
Well,
life.
let's just go stay at the...
Shady Rest. Right, the Shady Rest. First and oldest of the inns. Large common room, 2 great hearths. You gonna do the same room format, which was 2 and 2?
I think that makes the most sense. These guys need their alone time.
Yeah. All right. So you go there. You
You got a big sack now.
Should you? Do you think there's a way you may be able to commune with the dragon?
With
Bahamut? He gives you great power. Do you think there's some sort of connection you can make?
I mean, I can give it a go. I don't know that it will do anything.
I will kill anyone who tries to interrupt you.
Good.
Xernax walks in and interrupts an action.
Will's like, I figured it out.
I swore an oath.
All right.
Stop. I will
so-
stop anyone.
So, you guys go. You eat. Are you gonna retire early to try to commune with Bahamut?
Sure.
I'm just tired anyway. It was just an excuse for me to get to a room quick.
Hey, we're all probably feeling...
Oh, God, you guys got your ass kicked today. Like,
Yeah.
you're on the brink of death. One of you did almost die. So...
Was that me again?
That was...
Oh, that was you.
No, it was Sav.
Oh,
yeah.
Savroth dropped.
Yeah, that's
Savroth
right.
dropped.
I was like, technically,
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
He dropped like a sack full of destiny spears.
Sorry,
you guys...
away.
the Spear of Destiny.
Spear of Destiny, yeah.
How's the family? Family's good. Busy. So you guys go. You get your food. You go up to your rooms. The Goodwell family just says, "Yep, you're covered." The scholars already talked to us.
Those expedients. Thank you.
So those guys are like video game NPCs. Right?
Yeah. They go to the Discord.
So Up in your room. So,
It's a spell
did you
called
go
Discord.
to your room, or are you staying down and drinking and having some fun
I'm
before?
probably going to stay around bottom for a while, at least to like look out for a bit too. And I'm still a little uneasy about the situation, so a drink will help.
Ayasa's down with you, and as you're eating, she's changing the flavor of every bite you take.
That's obnoxious.
Cinnamon and sugar, spicy, Cajun. Like I don't know what Cajun is, but
I'm reaching under the table and taking her components. Like, just stealing it.
Guano.
oh, and she's changing the flavor of it.
She changes the flavor of the guano.
Guano. Oh.
It's much better.
Hey, this is good guano.
So yeah, it's, the inn actually seems a little bit thin of folk,
I bet it's because we've given the warning that there's danger afoot.
and it's probably because caravan guards have been like offered money to bolster the guard tonight. So there's probably a lot more. All
A little
the
more
caravan guards,
conscription, yeah.
the caravan guards that would have been in here drinking are now out
Yeah.
at gates and watching. Outside, there's definitely a lot more torches and people walking the streets, and the gates are all being manned by several people.
It's pretty cool.
I challenge Ayasa to steeples. High or low?
Oh, let's see.
It's just a big steeple.
She like pring, comes up. Steeples is rolling 4-sided dice, and it's 4-sided die. We used to just do high low, but it was whoever called the game calls high low.
So I can read the rules off real fast.
Like you guys made those when I wasn't there, and I remember the original, which was just high
it was
low.
just high low. But we wanted to make a game out of it. 'Cause
But you guys,
egged me on to
it's
to put it
the person that called the roll calls the high low when the dice are in the air.
It's not that far.
Come on.
Oh, there it is. Boom. Okay, so you only score on your turn. You decide on highs or lows. Only score on doubles.
What? No, screw all
What
that.
the heck? Yeah.
Hey, it's your. So you called
We're gonna have to go
steeples.
over that again.
High low.
We're gonna take it high low.
So what is it?
High.
3.
1.
One.
All right, I win.
Again.
Keep on
Low.
3. Damn it.
1.
One more for tie. High.
Here's 3.
4.
Oh.
Sweet. 0 access.
So you guys downstairs playing some games. Ayasa's having fun at it. You go upstairs and you're trying to commune with Bahamut. So go ahead and you want this one. You want this one,
Is that my choices?
or do you want your own? You can do your own. If
Oh.
we're gonna take a quick break. I'll go to the bathroom, refill waters and stuff, and then we're gonna come back and see if you can elicit a vision from Bahamut.
We should have tried this a lot earlier.
It's not gonna work, but
Heads up.
Oh. Gonna talk to Dragon Jesus. Oh.
I remember why. We wrote them out of order. You both roll. You only score on your turn.
Mm-hmm.
So we both roll, but if it's my turn, I only score if there's doubles. It was a little weird. Also, we were drinking heavily when we did this.
True, I was like, it definitely required more steeples, as it were, than just one.
Yeah, it would be better to have 3 or 4 people play. I think that's what the idea was, because we always played it with a 4-man party. Dice is so weird. I don't know how you'd even go about beginning to plan a project like that. Like, where do you start when you build something like that?
Right. Also, because it's metal, I just. Oh shit. So can it even land on 20? Are the weights wrong?
Oh, that's fine. I got them to be drank.
So tasty.
This is half one. Is this you? It's a half one.
Oh, is it cold?
Yeah?
Oh, probably. Sorry, I'm all like lightheaded today.
No, that's cool. Like I said, I got them to be drunk. To be drunk at the We have a trash can back here.
You did?
Yeah, right there.
Look at this guilty starter set box.
I want to get the Rogue Trader set as well.
Heavy.
It is.
All the goodies.
And it doesn't even have the book in it.
Ah.
You need to get Mitch
Yeah.
as an entry.
Where's all this piece of paper from?
It's all over the place. It's a D&D playlist on Spotify. So the first one was from Pillars of Eternity, and so they're all from games and stuff. All right. Let's start to reconvene. Hello, everybody. Hey, Lucid Abstract.
Hey. So yeah, so
Lurk popping that captain's lurk.
so the rules are written down terribly, but I figured them out. It would need to be 3 people at least. That was kind of what we wrote it for.
Oh. Benny.
Banter. Hey, Lucid Abstract, welcome.
Hey.
We were just taking our
Lucy.
break. You know him, right?
I do. We play Overwatch sometimes, and he shows me how Junkrat is broken.
How about the new hamster?
I haven't played that one.
Wrecking Ball.
Have you listed Abstract? Have you played
Wrecking Ball?
Wrecking Ball? That is his name, right? Wrecking Ball.
How is Wrecking Ball? He looks fun.
He's like swings, like you
Yeah.
can go on a ball and like shoot out a grappling hook and swing.
And
you like
knock people back into oblivion. Yeah.
looks fun.
What did he say?
He said, "Sup, fellas?"
We gotta wait for the delay from you.
30 seconds.
30 seconds?
Yep. It's
How
stop it. It's a standard for their, first off, just to deal with latency issues. Like their network can't be like a Discord server, like instant, with the millions of people that are on Twitch.
Are there millions?
Oh, at any given time, there are millions of people on
I
Twitch.
don't even do this stuff, and I'm on Twitch for some reason.
And then it also has to do with the moderation. Like, if people start going crazy with stuff.
Like this guy does.
This
on his
guy.
stream.
Alright.
So he's flashing his Captain Nips.
Captain, is that his thing?
That's Captain Deadpool.
Oh,
fellas.
Captain Deadpool!
Deadpool.
That's why you were saying popping that captain's
Yeah,
lip.
man.
This is the special D20, the Goldath 20.
The 40th birthday present.
Yep. All right.
Oh yeah, the gold die.
So we are
Goldath.
in, and a lot of stuff has happened. And Savroth is going to try to commune with the spirit.
Well done, Lord Savroth.
Of Bahamut.
Oh, he just rolled it.
You did? You just do it.
What is that?
It's a 9.
Okay.
Well, he's got an advantage too.
He does.
Well, he does.
He does. You do have inspiration if you want to reroll.
Inspiration roll.
That's plus proficiency plus wisdom. So I think that's plus 5, 6, 7.
Are you inspired?
Yeah.
So
We have no idea where to go.
That's 16.
Well,
Do you? I'm not going to give you the outcome. You can choose to use your inspiration or not in this instance. I mean, you've never really sought divine.
what's happening? What's that?
This literally sounds like something that inspiration was made for. The fucking
you've
term is
never-
inspiration.
You've never sought divine
Inspiration.
assistance before. You've never turned to it like that.
Guess I'll do it. I'm gonna
You do it?
Peer
Alright.
pressure. That's
Is it worse?
4. No, I'm just kidding. It's 18.
Oh!
Yeah.
That's a 25. That's a different story.
That's inspired.
Okay.
That's a completely
That's
different
inspired.
story.
That's a dragon of another color.
That's a dragon of a color. All right.
I'm not signed up for this. Is your next retreat.
All right. So your inspiration is gone. Your
Can we give each other? Can I give him my inspiration? No. Okay.
there. So in
You're still pretty.
the Savage World system, there is a thing you can start to do with people that's like you've worked with them for so long. If you both take a talent, that basically says you are so on the level with each other, you can spend bennies for the other person.
That's cool.
And back and forth. So, all right. Thank you for the host, Lucid Abstract. 3 viewers or 3 more viewers are watching us. So our
The dragon show.
Savroth, priest of Bahamut, is trying to entreat Bahamut to give him a vision of aid. So you go into the room, you set up what you think like the ritual accoutrements of trying to invoke a vision. You put some incense out, you prop yourself up, get yourself in your yoga pose.
Just watching that.
You empty your sage.
And you sit there and you're like, this is like silly, and it's like I've never done this before, and try to clear your mind and do all that stuff. And you sit there for what seems like a very long time, and you're like, this isn't working, and like I should just call this off. And then it's like that time when sleep comes, but you don't know it. Like you still think you're awake and doing stuff. At which time you're like, okay, like, no, this is over. Like, this isn't going to work. And you get up to go over to the window and, like, close it for the evening. And you look up as the sun is just hitting the horizon. And you pull down the window of the inn. And the light refracting through the glass, like, forms a shape. And you kind of, like, step back. And you're like, what's going on here? And you're not sure when reality becomes the dream and how long you have to watch this, but eventually there is in this refraction of this color, there's a man standing in front of you. He's got the face. Well, it's not for you. You're not there unless you can roll a 25.
No.
Spend your inspiration.
Roll it. I want to see how.
Yeah? Alright.
Because you got off his last dream, you got a taste. So let's see, because Bahamut's going to come down in his presence. You're also a Bahamut.
Plus your inspiration. What was it? Just plus his.
Plus wisdom, plus proficiency.
Proficiency and wisdom?
Yeah.
My wisdom is 1, my proficiency is 2, so that's going to be 3 for a 19.
Okay. So you're just sitting there watching, and he's just sitting there like on the bed or in the chair or whatever, like set up the incense and just concentrating. So there's a man in front of you.
Like a human.
It looks like a human, but he has. It almost looks like it's stained glass. Like again, this is not like reality. You're not mistaking this for reality at all. But he's got this sharp silver beard and silver hair coming off of him. He looks older but still stout and stoic. Behind him, the light of the setting sun has turned into 5 orbs. And you realize as you're looking that the 5 orbs are actually 5 gold dragons on the horizon behind him, just circling. So there's, here, here, and here, just these 5 orbs like shining down on him. And says, he's standing before you, and he speaks. The first to entreat for aid. What is your question, my quester?
Like, shit, I got an answer, but I don't know what to ask him.
And what you get to say one thing, and that's going to be what he gives you.
So what were the first words he said, just out of curiosity?
The first...
Like he said entreat?
To entreat aid, yeah. Like
This
is the first time...
Yeah.
This is the first time you've ever come to him for answers. Like, you've been given all this power through your entire life. This is the first time you're like, hey, I need help, or I need answers.
He's like, awkward, I'm on the celestial toilet.
Oh, man.
New stained glass window, who dis?
Poop emoji.
Oh, man.
5 yellow dragons and a poop emoji.
Yeah. Are you my daddy?
Choose carefully.
Yeah.
Something like we're lost on the way to you.
It seems like I have requisitioned a weapon of yours. Can you tell me in what way am I supposed to use this?
That's a good
Good one. Fucking question, my lord.
Is he seeing any of this?
No.
No.
That's just Robert.
I'll get to what happens to you.
Downstairs having a drink.
So, I sent you on the search for your home. A weapon is what you seek. What one calls a door, another might call an opportunity, and what one calls a weapon, another might call a key.
Oh, damn. Oh.
There will be a choice at the end of all this, through all your trials, and trials they will be. But home is where you are now.
Thanks, Bob.
The 5 golden dragons float down behind him and breach the horizon, and darkness starts to close over the image, swallowing it. If there's anything you would like to say in parting, or you can just let the vision fade. Did anyone write any of that down? Anyone?
I was in the middle of it. I had to listen to it more.
Okay.
I'll just utter the words. Thank you. Yes.
Can you probably say them to you? You don't have to utter them. I'm kidding. There'll be a choice to be made at the end of this journey, but home is where you are now. What some see as
A weapon,
a
another
door,
means-
others see as an opportunity.
Yeah.
What some see as a weapon, others see as a key. I'm assuming you're going to skim
And
that to me, so
the first one was
new stained glass window. Who did?
I sent you to find a home. You searched for a weapon, or
Gotcha.
however you said it. I sent you to save your home. A weapon is what you seek. We'll be able to rewind this and find out exactly what he said. What one sees as a door, others see as opportunity. What one sees as a weapon, others see as a key.
Use.
And then he went womp womp.
And trials there will be. At the end of this, there'll be a choice. But home is where you are now.
Right, so he said, well, one sees as a door, other sees as an opportunity, or was it the other way around?
What one sees as a door, other sees as opportunity. Started with door.
Suppose you could switch those around and still use.
If you switch them around, it makes sense for the other part. Door, opportunity, weapon, key. The key goes to the door. Does the weapon go to the opportunity? Always to interpret this. So as like you're sitting there, waiting for him to have whatever and come to you,
fall asleep.
you look over at the window as the last light of dawn comes down, and it seems like you're seeing that last bit of light hit the horizon, and all of a sudden 5, like through the window, 5 shards of light come through, and you just feel that, like, he's with us. Like that inspiration.
Yeah,
which, if you're down inspiration, you get it back. I don't think you're down, though, right?
I will put myself down and put it back on.
Okay, there you go.
You're so
You get
inspired.
re-inspired.
Re-inspired. Ha! Our path is true! I keep to myself because it looks like Sabath is very busy interpreting things. I'm invigorated.
You will open your eyes just after the sun has set, with the vision having concluded. He's sitting there looking at you like
Sure
your
am.
ice cream.
Like ice cream.
Like, I'm going to lick it.
I'm so inspired.
Did you see that line in my life? I thought it was a Yasa fucking with us, but I think that might be something cool.
I don't think Ass has ever fucked with anybody.
Well, she's been changing your flavors.
Oh, that bitch, you're right. She's been fighting with me like currently.
Flavor crystals?
And she did the moaning off in on the boat.
She's a little entertainer.
That's right.
Yeah.
Our own court jester with us.
I was like, it always works. A moaning woman will always distract someone. And she did that, and everyone was like, wait, did you hear that? Like, oh, yeah, it does totally work. It totally works.
Jeez.
So, and it's pretty exhausting. I mean, the day you've had, the fact that you were just in that presence, like you could just roll over and go to sleep right now if you wanted, or you can talk to that guy who's staring at you.
Hey. Boss. Boss.
I'll pretty much skin in him the entire dream.
All right.
Vision.
It's incredible.
He tells you the entirety, and you believe it is truth.
I do.
You feel it, like again, just like the
Right.
when you had that dream, you can almost see it when he explains it to you.
At least we are on the right path. We'll have to see what these could mean. I suppose as we come across opportunities and things they're related to, well, that's incredible. I mean, I knew Goldath was the best of all the clans, but for a god to speak to us so directly, that is something. Yet it also makes me fear for what may be fallen upon our homeland should we fail. We should be vigilant, my lord. I will protect you with my life.
And with that, he goes to sleep. Speaking of which, what, like, you guys are all going to sleep tonight?
Yeah, I was gonna say at this point, I've
you guys are
spent everything I can. Like we've played dice and we've gambled and screwed around downstairs long enough. It's time for rest.
You guys are out of everything and all that jazz. What are you doing over there?
Stacking gaps.
You can throw those away.
I know, it's so far away. I don't want to miss and make a lot of noise.
You just want to click them and make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
It's like earlier, it's something I always do, but I broke the
It's so hard for me not to put this here and like
mess with it. But I broke the thing. Whatever you even call this thing. Clip off of the pencil, and I just want to gnaw on it.
Yeah.
Every pen and pencil and Sharpie, anything my wife has ever touched, is bent.
Yep.
And
chewed on. That's me too.
And it drives me insane.
Yep.
Those are my Sharpies.
I do the same thing.
Yeah, it's like just as soon as she gets a hold of something, she's like, "What are you doing? You've had this for 2 minutes."
So you guys all fall into the slumber that one can only have after they've been trekking an entire day and then having to fight for their life and run for their life afterwards.
Yeah, right.
You sleep deep and hard and fast, and it feels good. You guys get all your hit points back. You get all your spell slots back.
Yeah.
And you're not sure how long you're all down, but I do need to know one thing.
Do you feel lucky?
Yeah, I mean that's the essence of.
Do you?
You can ask that for every
Do you
single
feel lucky?
So before we get started, do you feel like
on your little character sheet things under your so at the top you have your attributes, and the next to the left, just under your attributes, you have your little saving throw block.
Mm-hmm.
Just underneath that, you have some passives.
Mm-hmm.
What is your passive perceptions?
13 for me.
27?
Yeah, I doubt
That's
that.
15.
Yeah, I doubt that.
Doubt it.
Passive perception, 14.
14. Okay. Couldn't find it
Is
on
your
it.
old one? You're level 4 now, don't you?
You might have increased your wisdom, and I think you did.
Oh, I did
So,
actually. Sorry.
it'll be right.
15.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was like,
So
wow, you're
15, you're 15?
15, yeah.
Okay. You two, vaguely, you two. You start to there's a little bit of that sleep paralysis, like something's going on, maybe I should wake up. And then you two fully snap awake when the entire building shudders.
Golly.
Ayasa and Rofros, you get awoken to what to you is like the sound of thunder outside, like a storm.
Oh, okay.
And you're like, huh, what was that?
Storm.
I snapped you. Ayasa, ready yourself.
What? What do you say?
Sorry, this is where I go. Healed and spell slots.
You are pristine at the moment.
You can also click long rest, and it'll...
I know, but...
Yeah, I just found that out.
You do that, you...
Messed up your hit points.
It's because mine are modified.
Yeah.
So yours won't.
His is modified as well.
Oh, is it really?
All of you. You guys are all using custom hit points.
Gotcha.
Oh, so am I not 44 max?
You are.
Okay.
Just when you hit long rest,
It'll ask you, do you want to
do
reset your hit
not
points?
reset your hit points.
Oh, because that's what I did. And now I'm at 44. Is that right?
It is now.
No.
You just screwed up. Let's see. I have your
You done fucked up, AA.
46.
I'm at 46?
Your real max is 46. So you have to actually go in and edit your character.
Override max HP. Got it.
Yeah. All right.
See, that's why I didn't do that.
So never remember that you guys are rolling outside of the app for your hit points every level. So don't let it reset your hit points.
Usually, what I've just been doing is just taking my slots back and fixing my hit points. So
Okay.
you can just press long rest, not worry about it.
All right. So you heard something shudder this building. You woke up to what to you as you're coming out of your sleep sounds like thunder. You know, that rumble.
Well,
I alerted Ayasa.
And you alerted Yasa. You say what? You do what? Yawn.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Like, oh!
Holy nice.
That was great timing.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I had a good dream about a dragon.
No, I would also
Hmm?
get up and be like, Wileyverse at the ready.
What? It's just a storm, my lord.
You got a command. You're gonna do that?
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm yeah, of
Oh, I'm
course.
saying like that's an interesting
Like,
thing to
hey.
do. Like, is waking up something that's hard for Wileyverse?
Maybe
It sounds
I
like
think
it.
you
He's
just
like,
made that a character thing.
Yeah.
I think you just made that a character thing. So
Yeah.
you're like, what? It's just a
I was
storm.
just like, give him inspiration
That's awesome.
for role playing. But he's got inspiration
Yeah,
already
right.
again. Like,
I'm giving you inspiration for finding that out about it.
Yeah.
All right. You stand up, and that's when you hear another shudder through the place, but it feels much smaller and much more localized.
Okay, well. Oh, yeah.
And like the roof starts, dust here, dust there. Something is on top of this building, and it feels like it is moving over top of it. So,
Well.
I have things to tell you guys. So first off,
We're in order more right now.
so
Sorry.
you hear outside like some screaming, some yells, and some calls like like it sounds like there's an alarm being raised or something panicking going on outside. Second off, none of you are in armor.
Yeah.
If your armor is determined as heavy, it'll take 10 minutes to get in that armor. If your armor is medium, it's 5 minutes.
Okay.
If your armor is light, it'll take you like 5 turns to like just throw at least the most minimum of it over top of you.
Oh boy.
So just keep that in mind as we talk forward about what happens next.
I'm not armored. Right?
You have leather, don't you?
Well, I have common clothes. I don't have anything.
No, you're not looking at the right place. You have leather armor.
Equipment?
Nope.
Leather, light armor, damn it. It's
Yep.
in equipment anyway.
It's an armor.
Oh, this thing that's equipped here at the bottom? Yeah.
Look on the left below your passive wisdom.
it's right
But
here.
look at your passive perception.
Okay.
On the left, look below it.
Well, a light armor.
Yeah. Armor.
Mine just has all of them.
Yeah.
Though, so I imagine I'm in a heavy armor.
I'm new to this.
You are in medium, I believe. I think scale mail is medium. That's what you have. But yeah, if you go to...
Yeah, scale mail's medium armor. Got it.
Also, the music has become
if you also...
appropriately insane.
right. If you hit your armor class, if you touch it, it'll tell you what armor you have. The thing at the top next to your initiative.
Oh.
If you tap it,
Yeah.
your armor class.
Mm-hmm.
Bloop. It should say you have leather
Oh,
on.
boy. Oh, I can also check off my armor in my
Yeah.
inventory.
This is
So,
a big call.
well, that's not good.
Yeah, if I'm not wearing it, then my armor is 4. Because that's my dexterity bonus.
No,
10 plus
14.
No,
see-
watch. Check this out.
Okay.
So, where's your?
Oh,
so if
you're right.
check
yeah.
that off.
This makes it so easy that I can't mess it up, but I still mess it up. all the time.
It's right here.
Yeah.
So, book. 14.
Oh.
Okay. So there is something like above you. The ceiling of the roof is like dust coming out.
My armor sucks.
What do you
My
guys?
armor does nothing.
We're not rolling initiative yet. What is your first? What is your first actions, instincts?
I'm heading for the window because I can climb, and my armor is not that important to me.
Okay.
I am trying to get Sab out to go downstairs.
Because you want to sleep more.
But I'm sure.
How are you trying to get Sab
No,
out?
I'm getting my.
Tell
I'm
me.
getting my weapon. I'm grabbing my weapon.
Of course,
My-
that's easy.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I just have that.
It's like right next to you,
Okay.
like you're.
Then I'm gonna cast a
standing.
spell. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. My gosh.
You're going to cast a spell. Okay.
Thunderous smite. Blow the top off the.
I fucking might actually. Yeah, Thunder Smite. Bam. Getting just full goes in.
How long does it last?
It lasts up to a minute.
Till your next hit, right?
Yeah.
So you charge it
Just-
up.
Yeah.
You go. And you yelled at him to like get downstairs. Is that what you said?
Yeah, just instinctive. Like there's danger afoot.
There's danger above us. Get down.
Yeah.
After I already yelled at him, be at the ready. That's his response. Get
downstairs!
I wasn't quite awake when you told me that.
I love this new thing about your character that you wake up, you sleep heavy apparently.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with that. Let's make that a thing.
It sounds like you're not cool with it, but it's gonna happen.
It's gonna be a pain in the
Hey,
ass.
you chose to have that happen to you when you woke up.
Yeah, I played my first 3 RPG characters with sleep problems.
You had all sleep problems, insomnia, and all this.
One of them didn't sleep, insomnia, bad dreams.
I'm wide awake now.
It is Wrath of the Lich King.
I know this.
I've been hearing a lot of loud music on that.
It started with Pillars of Eternity.
I did hear that. That was the Baldur's Gate was all the same.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
So obviously it's going to take some time to put on my armor. I would at least just grab my shield.
Okay. Pick up your shield, your weapon.
Shield and mace. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're like in a loincloth with a shield.
Yeah.
I don't even have a shield. I'm just like,
It still helps my AC a little bit. I'm still less than you.
You open up the window
fast as shit.
and start heading out.
Yeah.
Right? So behind you, all of a sudden, there's all this scintillating light. Like a fucking kaleidoscope just threw up light over top of you.
Oh, yeah.
You also just put on her mage armor. And you climb out.
Can she put that on other people?
No, it's a self only.
What?
Is it?
Cool.
Isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's a self only.
Mage armor?
Touch. She can't put that on other people.
Yeah, she really.
The only reason I never did
Slap
it to
me
anyone
some,
in our
yeah.
last game was because
Yeah.
it's limited to the number, I believe.
Number of...
Like, so it becomes 13 plus a dexterity modifier.
Right.
So in our
if you
last
have
game,
heavy... Yeah.
his AC was already way above 13. His was above 13. So I was like, why bother making it become...
Well, no.
that's
It
right,
adds. It essentially adds +3 to anyone's armor. Oh, right. You have to not be wearing armor.
I was gonna say,
Nope, you're right.
It puts you at base 13 and then adds, so that's right.
Plus
That's why
your
I
dex.
didn't. That's why
So
I didn't take it. That's
It
right.
would be great for you now.
Yes.
So she is going to do that. She's going to put it on you.
Okay.
Well, the problem is that it makes you glow. Like, it makes you shine.
Well, I didn't get to tell her no. I'm like, no, don't cast this spell on me.
I mean, she's not...
But you're.
Like, it's...
We don't
it's
have time.
her...
If she casts it on me, she casts it on me. She is Ayasa. That's what she fucking does. Crazy
I like
shit.
that you figured that out about your character, Dave.
Yeah. Well, she's crazy, but she's also smart. So there is a...
What did you roll to not cast Mage Armor?
She rolled an intelligence check to not do it.
Gotcha.
And she succeeded. So she did not do it.
She cast it on herself. So
She cast it on herself.
continue along the same route. Okay.
All right. So you're climbing up. Again, like these are like little... well, not again. I keep saying that. That's my new
Again.
phrase. Again. I said... No, so... this is a steep roofed in second story, and it has those little windows that come out.
I don't need to approach the sound. I just need to get up there and what the fuck
So
is that?
you're climbing out of your little window housing and climbing up, and you see a good old friend of yours, the red drake, climbing, and he is climbing right up to the window next to yours.
Oh, this isn't Marduk, the old man from the...
No, it's not Marduk.
His steps are
I
heavy.
thought he stepped loud.
He's heavy stepping, but not.
And it's like it's grabbing that around that, like it's grabbing the roof that's coming out over top of the...
Can I action though?
No, you climbed.
Damn it.
And it's grabbing that. All right, so you grab Thundered. You grab Shield, Sword. She cast Mage Armor. You climbed. I assume you have like a weapon on you because you said you didn't grab a weapon.
Oh, I'm assuming I had my bow with me at least.
Is that what you sleep
Yeah,
with?
I would grab it as we got up.
Okay.
I wouldn't climb
So-
it up my bow.
String around his
So
neck.
I wouldn't climb.
you
I wouldn't
can
climb it up
either
my
have your short sword or your bow.
bow. My bow.
Okay. So you grab that stuff as you climbed out.
Sorry,
He's
I should
dedicated to that.
Oh yeah, he should be. It's magic. All right, initiatives.
He sucks with that.
Oh boy.
Huh?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Fuck! God, man.
How's that initiative
Shut
roll?
up. Damn.
Not as good as that.
At least I'm not right in front of it. Or
Boy.
Boy.
I mean, apparently, I'm not even finding this thing. I'm going downstairs.
It's like, go get a cocktail. You're like, I guess.
Rofros.
The tire guy told me to go
16?
downstairs.
Zero
Lighter
next.
without that armor on.
Savroth.
17.
Plus your initiative. You get no initiative.
I have no
How's that
initiative.
working? Much better than me. Goddamn.
I mean, better
Insult
than
didn't work
you
at
in
all.
this instance. Boy.
All right. So we're in action phase.
All right.
Remember, no one's armored.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be fun.
I have a shield. Though.
Also, I don't want to be the over arching angry GM. I just want to remind the two of you about who you are. You are
Yeah.
divine people of Bahumata, good God.
I'm not going to run away.
No, I'm not saying that you're going to run away, but this is in the middle of a town. Like, the dead center of a town.
Uh-huh.
There's people in this inn sleeping. There's people
They
outside.
can't possibly
There's
be asleep.
houses. No, you actually hear screams and people like, what's that? What's that? Like,
This thing
doors
should
opening.
make enough commotion as
I just see him
But
opening
it's
the
still-
window. Worry not! Like yelling.
Just saying that there's, and this is something you brought
Yeah.
upon this.
Well, I'm going to fly out the window and challenge it like, come out to these
Come
barren
out.
lands. We will fight away from this and teleport us with our sensu
Who's
beams.
first unless the
Several.
truck rolled higher than
So, there's just a lot of thundering. There's a lot of dust and debris coming down from the roof. He grabs his hammer. He charges it up with what seems to be thunder. And what do? Well, you can't. There's nothing you can see. There's nothing that's going on to you. Just something's on the roof.
well, considering I know I don't have armor on.
Yep, and it's going to take you a long time to put it on.
Like too long.
Like 50 actions.
Shield of faith myself.
You know what's funny? Normally I'd be like, I don't know about that. But since like I have that stormtrooper armor, that's fucking real. Like putting that shit on is like even like it goes faster with the second person, but even with that second person, you still have to stand.
Yeah.
Things have to be put on in an order. They have to be snapped. They have to be buttoned. Something always goes wrong. You're like, oh, shit, well, fuck. All right, take that part off again real quick. Put it back on. Do it.
Like how
lace
long was
choose-
it on down and forth? Like that was 15 minutes.
It takes a
at
few minutes,
least.
and that's fake. That's fake armor. You know what I mean? And that was doing it ourselves without any assistance or whatever. Actually, I had one of the things at school today. The kids, I told them that I did that, and I showed a picture. So now I've been invited to their Halloween party because everybody wants to see the armor.
All right. So his shield of faith envelops him in platinum goodness. Roll for us.
So what we got here? There's what are my surroundings here? There's
So you're in a
window.
fairly large. You're in a fairly large room because it's got two beds.
This size?
Yes. So you've got one bed over there, one bed over here.
Closer to his.
So there's a window off there, and it's like again in those houses again. See again is my new stalwart. So the roof, like the edge of this wall, is slanted because it's the roof outside. But you have that window bay. So a window bay that's got its own housing, a square window with a shelf and a windowsill inside that you can put stuff on. That's what you have on that side. So big window over here inside its own little bay, sloped wall for that side, square room the size of this, a door, it's like that door but in the middle, bed over there, desk, chair, all the things.
Shoot, is there there's not really like a balcony though.
Nope.
Ah, boy. How high up are we from the ground?
Second story.
Second story? Would it hurt really bad if I just jumped up to the ground?
Depends on an athletics check.
Yeah. It's like, we can't. They're gonna burn down this. It's gonna burn down this damn place. Oh, sorry, my lord.
I forgot I'm not in the same room. I'm like, can you? No.
I'll try to draw it, and I burst out the window, and I'm gonna make a leap for the ground.
All right, athletics check.
Oh boy! Ha! Natural 20.
Yeah, you superhero landing. Like, oh!
They're like,
stand up, and you look back at the building behind you, and you see the Drake is positioned over your, like, you jumped out right underneath him.
Oh yeah.
And like you went to the ground and hit the ground, and it's looking down at you now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Was that just my movement?
That's it. No, that is your action. That is all of your action.
you hear someone be like, is that a naked Dragonborn?
What else did you want to even try? You could have a bonus action, and that's it.
Concentrate.
You are already concentrating on your.
I know, I am. It's all concentrate. Nothing.
Okay.
It's like,
You just look cool.
it's like, we meet again. I just say to it.
Use your bonus action to taunt.
Yeah.
We meet again. Good roll.
Felt good.
All right. It looks down at
That was
you.
my attack.
It looks down at you, and it. Like,
Yeah, right. Of
It
course.
does this head tilt and grin, and then it like arches its head into the window, and you see this head come in, opens its mouth. No, not on you. Into the room. It's doing it all on him.
Damn.
Yep, you just left your lord sitting in the room.
I was hoping to distract it out of here.
It was a good distract.
And breathes fire all up in that place. You need to make a dexterity save.
Ooh, for half damage, right?
Right?
Well, yeah, last time I did this, I natural 20, but it doesn't mean shit.
You should stop saying that out loud before you roll. Inspiration.
Right? Inspiration could be...
Yeah, they can.
Much
better.
Good lord.
I'll take an 18. Instead of a
Your
5.
dexterity bonus.
Sure don't.
No.
I'm
Look at all
never-
those ones. Look at all those ones.
I'm never dexterous
two.
in our games.
10,
Dexterous, I should say.
20, 30, 40, halved.
Ah, cool.
So you took 20 damage,
Big deal.
Jeez.
No big
and
deal.
that room is just on fire. Just you just like see him. He blasts that place so hard inside that as his head is down there, stuck into the window, like you're looking up and this thing is arched down, sticking his own head into the window, that there's a blast back from his own fire coming back out at him.
Oh,
And he's
jeez.
just, you guys feel heat through the walls. Like,
I'm on the roof. Alright.
huh?
Aren't I on the roof?
Oh yeah, well you see it happen. You feel the heat from it just happening next to you. Yasa feels the heat coming from the next room. You can feel the heat coming down on you. And like even like through like you could see the timbers around the window and all that and the roof like heating up from the inside.
Oh, jeez.
You think your master is dead. There's nothing that can
Probably
survive
is.
that.
Lose your inspiration.
Oh.
That would,
Jumping out.
that would actually be a gain inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, lose your fucking mind.
That was on 12. 8, Xernex.
What did I also roll?
A 6.
That's great. I'm greasing the roof.
Okay.
I'll bring it down to you.
It is clawed in there. Like it is
I mean, it doesn't say
I
anything
mean-
about clawing in or
Still
anything.
has to make a roll.
like grease is like it assumes that there's friction between the two things and not that you're dug in.
Okay.
It would still give it a roll. I'm just going to give it a bonus.
Yeah, the other one this tremor, and that will just
shake down the place.
Yeah, bring the place down on top of it. Nope. Let's ice knife it instead then.
Okay, you're gonna try to ice knife it in its head or face, where the fire's all coming out of. All right, go.
I mean,
go for
is
it.
its head still in, or is it...
No, its head's like kind of.
Is it out like
because it blew back on it, so it's like kind of pulled its head out.
All right. Ice knife.
It's a deck save, or do you have to roll to hit? Oh, you have to roll to hit.
I
Yeah.
rolled hit.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
I'm curious, how's my bag at this point?
We'll find that out later, right?
Like, you didn't say you grabbed your bag. You said you grabbed your shield.
22.
Yeah. All right. So you hit it right in the face. What's the damage on it?
1d10.
Roll it. It's D10 and then like 2d6 for everything else.
Oh, 2d6 on dexterity save fail. So
For-
1d10 on hit.
Yeah. So do the 1d10 first.
On hit, target takes 1d10. Oh, everything else
And itself.
hit, and then the shard then explodes. That's right.
Yeah.
Target.
So you're going to do D10 straight or D10 to it, and then
Cool.
you're going to do a possible
There's one.
one. All right. Okay, so it's dex save. Dex save versus DC of 15? 16? 15, I think. 8, 9, 10,
Where does it say
14.
DC for it?
It would have probably said on the spell, but it's your proficiency bonus. It's 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your intelligence modifier.
10, so 14.
14. All right.
Click
So
on it again.
Where did it say that? Oh, it's right there. Attack save. Sorry. You think
What-
I'd be good at this by now?
Right, DC 14?
Yes.
So it made it, so it's going to take half of whatever you roll next.
Half of 2 is 1.
Wow.
You did 2 damage to it. So, but you got a great hit. So you throw that ice knife, and like, it hits the side of its
2
jaw.
damage.
2 damage.
I know, but you just
It hits
rolled
the
3
side of
ones.
its
Yes,
jaw.
in a roll.
It hits the side of its jaw and just spreads out ice everywhere, and it goes into the room. Like, so a lot of the fire is extinguished by this frost wave that comes out.
This is what I meant to do.
Hey, work with it, man.
Yeah. Right.
It's a nice knife. I'm like, it
you
was
see
fire.
that?
Like,
Yeah. Did you see that?
So that goes through the room. Steam manifests almost immediately. So a lot of the fire is doused. I mean, things are still on fire and hot, but not as much. Ayasa.
God damn, man, that really was 3 ones in a row.
That was ridiculous. That's that. Have you seen Punishing Your Dice, the YouTube video that just came out? Like the guy just keeps rolling ones on every
I like how
die.
the DM's like, it has nothing to do with you touching the dice.
Yeah,
Then he,
there's no such
he's
thing as
like-
luck or karma.
He's like,
all
all right,
ones.
these dice have to die.
And they melt them with a flamethrower and
I like
smash
you
them with
just say,
hammers.
yeah,
And,
hit them on things and run them over.
so, and Yasa, like, Yasa don't have much. She don't know much.
I should know she didn't love you.
So she runs over to the window and looks out. Dragon, you're now.
Balloon boy?
You're all
She-
throwing stuff.
She lifts you up the 10 feet, so you're starting to move up towards the.
Like you're like, now you're. And I was like, what?
That,
failure
the
at
shirt.
spellcasting? What?
No, 20 feet. So she lifts you up to like
Right in
on
front of
par
it.
with it.
Yeah.
Like.
I probably have one of those like.
Starting the initiative
stuff.
order over. Sabra.
Alright, well at this point, can I grab...
Grab a bag.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can grab
if
the
it
bag.
still exists.
It still exists. It looks fine.
I grab that and then still move.
Yes.
I want to grab that and
Bonus action. Grab.
and
Out the
then
window.
actually go downstairs. Like Rufus
You could just shoulder the door open at this point. The hinges and the wood is so charred and brittle and melted that you just shoulder yourself through the door and start heading through the building itself. People are screaming and running through the hallways, so you have to navigate through that.
In his defense, what were the chances that you were right in one shot?
Well, he was really only right because he left. If he would have stood there in front of the window, he could have, like, taken it. But you jumped up. No, I get what you're trying to do.
Right.
It was great. It was very heroic.
It was cool. I thought it was cool.
Just didn't work out.
It just didn't work.
yeah, it does.
What would have been cooler is, like, if you'd have been like, oh, I think this thing's above us, thunder hammered the friggin' roof and had it drop in on your room and kick the shit out of it.
I thought about doing that with my lightning breath, actually, but...
Ooh,
That is actually what I suggested.
Yeah. Mm.
All right, so...
in a different room.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
So you're running through the end.
Honestly, I'd probably be telling people, get out of here. Like,
Yeah.
don't.
16, Rofrost, you were now floating in front of this thing. It's just got hit by the ice knife. It's like looking up and it's like, you again? Like,
Yes,
Me again.
Ba-boom.
my lord!
I feel like you should have that shirt, Robert. Just yes.
I think what we need to do is like a little 8-bit, like a drake, a dragon-looking red thing, and like you. Yes, me again.
Oh boy, I'm going to try to smack this thing as hard as I fucking can for vengeance for my now deceased lord. Oh! And I'm going to use my inspiration. Oh, I hope I don't botch this roll.
What'd you get?
A 4.
That was a 4.
Plus,
Well, I mean, plus 10.
just want to know.
Wait, I don't think I have the plus 10.
No, you don't, because he.
Oh wait, can I just activate that?
It's a.
It's an action to activate that.
It's an action.
Yeah. I'm not
So
using my
no.
inspiration.
All right.
Because I'm very inspired. That's better. That's a 20.
Okay, that'll hit.
Oh, thank crying out loud. Oh, and I'm going to hit it with my Thunder Smite, and I'm going to spend a spell slot to smite into it.
All right.
I was going to say, yes, me again was my favorite quote from this, but now it's actually, what do you say, for crying out, what did you just say? You said thank, and then whatever.
What?
It's gone.
I don't know.
Oh, thank for crying out loud.
Thank
You
for
just said,
crying
thank
out
for
loud.
crying out loud.
All right.
That's my
So
new
we got
favorite.
some dice here. I need some different color 2d6s that are different colors. Oh yeah, those are perfect. Yeah. Oop.
Nope. Now you need 3d6s.
All right.
Just want to do it for the
So the pips. Those are gonna be my hammer time.
Your actual hammer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, boom!
Ooh,
And I'm
look
going
at
to
this.
re-roll that one.
17,
This is looking
22.
good.
There you go. There you go.
3.
33 plus 4 for 37 damage.
No, sorry.
Wait.
Sorry. This is 10, 13, this is 23, 27. It's actually 35. Sorry.
With that too? 35?
Here's 10.
10.
12 is 22. 28. 33. I was right the first time. Sorry.
30,
So
33,
plus
33.
4, 37.
37. Including me?
That's a good fucking hit.
Okay. And what does it need to save to get knocked back?
Oh, that's right, because of Thunder Strike. Yeah, it needs a
Wait, so that's
It is-
35 added in there.
That's 35. 12, 22, 28. You're right. It is. Sorry. It's
35?
It's 35. Sorry. Plus your
so 39 damage.
39. Excuse me.
Wait.
Sorry.
35 plus 4.
Yes.
Okay.
39
All right.
altogether. Sorry. That's, that is my fault.
Got it.
All the
It
time.
must succeed on a strength throw versus it's going to be a so it's going to be a DC 14 for me. But it's a freaking Drake, so probably no problem. Yeah. Well, whatever. It feels it, right?
All right. Oh no. Hold on. I got something good for you. Just Just trying to see how much you've done to it. Okay. All right. So, like, you get floated up, and you're like, "Ah, yes, me again!" You slam down, like it's looking up after getting hit by the ice knife. So it looks up at you, and it's like still perched on that thing, and you're like, boom! Lightning comes out of your hammer, a thunderous strike. It actually makes that flash of like light in the sky, like it's such a sounding hit.
It goes 300 feet, like it's crazy.
It doesn't, but it made it save. 300. Oh, the sound wave.
Yeah.
Everybody
So
hears
it,
thunder.
they get everything like boom. It collapses into the building. Like the building is like smashes down from your force into it, crunches into the room. The room that you were just in, like it just collapses down. You can see dust and debris coming out of the doorway you were just in. But it like slams down. It's like all kind of disoriented because it was on the, up there perched, and now it's smash down on the floor. So your lord is definitely dead. Like you got burned alive, and then you smash your Drake down on top of it. You just hope that bag is still there.
Grease.
Slide it all out.
It falls all the way in the room.
And
It's a little more tucked in.
as a bonus action.
Bonus action was your channeling. The spell slot.
Oh,
Channeling spell slots is
right.
bonus.
You're right.
Yep.
I thought that just went. Okay.
Nothing in this game just goes. It's all in the action
right.
economy.
The action economy.
Yep, you have X amount of actions. How much damage can you do with a bonus, a normal, a move, and a reaction?
What if I
Yeah.
have a rare Pepe? What if I have a rare Pepe?
Pepe?
That's a mean.
I think
Terrible.
Smite might be an exception. But it's okay. Because I have bonus actions, I have reactions, I have actions, and I have other Divine Smite special. When you hit with a melee attack, you can expend a spell slot. But, I don't know. Anyway.
Really? You rolled 2d8?
2d8, and then...
Yeah. So that does seem to be an exception. So what do you want to do with your bonus?
Ooh.
Yell at us some more.
You don't have to concentrate on that wrath
I
anymore.
don't
It's gone.
anymore. Yeah,
So you
I'm
can
gonna
put on
slap some
Shield of Faith. Yeah.
just from the echo of that thunder, just kind of
The lightning that comes out of the hammer when you hit just like courses over you.
These villagers are going to think the Dragonborn are fucking gods.
Well, we are, man. That's
This is
Wow,
not
shows.
the most surprising thing that these people have done.
Oh, they are in the shade.
There's actually like two things that happened before that were also pretty incredible.
yeah.
But no, like normal commoners and like the merchants, this is ridiculous what's going on right now. To them, just like the mistake you made when you first encountered this thing, a dragon is attacking the town.
Yeah. Oh God.
And we're making short work of our Uncle Dragon.
So that was 16. Roll for us. It goes.
How's it feeling?
I've got a roll to make.
I'm like Thor up here, like, hovering over. It's collapsed. Come at me, dick.
You hover so hard.
Hovering so hard.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you
sorry.
not asking me?
Oh God. Oh, no.
It looks like it looks up at you. You're floating.
I know. What can I do? What can I possibly do?
You know what you can do?
Just take this damage is what I can do.
You can take 10d6.
Oh God.
That's okay. The max is only 60.
He didn't roll all sixes.
Look at all those 8s.
10, 20, 30, 5.
It's
not too bad.
35.
You guys have hit points.
All right.
You're fine.
So
You guys with your fucking hit points.
Yeah, good thing
I'll
is-
give you.
did
Hold
it
on,
do-
before you take the 35, I will give options. So, Ayasa can spend her turn canceling her spell on you, so she won't be able to act, and you'll take half of this.
No.
But you won't be levitating anymore. You'll fall to the ground.
No. I would just take that damage and falling damage.
Yeah, they would be less. But,
No.
but
This
you-
is
but then
beautiful. This is good.
You couldn't engage it anymore because you're not floating.
Right?
up
No.
next to
Yeah.
it.
I like
So-
this. I like this.
All right.
This is really cool.
So you just
very
took
poetic.
35.
We just
as this
exchanged
is-
big old blows. I did more damage to it than it did to me, and I'm going to
So you're okay?
reminded of that next
You're
time
good?
we fight. I'm good.
All right.
I'm good.
I mean, you're still
I'm
alive
hurt.
at least.
Yeah.
All right.
Easy peace.
Yeah. Oh.
Thank
Thank you, Big Foam 6.
You're gonna go to the bathroom and you'll never see that dice again.
You will see it. It'll just be stained.
You again.
Yes, me again. Me. Oh, you again. Oh, you. All right. So.
Thank for fuck's sake.
Thanks for crying out.
Thank for crying out loud.
Thank for crying out.
Xernex. You saw that exchange just happen. He doesn't he is smoking and charred.
I can't do anything for him.
You could stab it for like 2 more damage. Or
No,
something.
you can you are getting
Make
sneak
fun of
attack.
him. His
It
damage
is engaged
fine.
with something else. Like if you want to
Ice Knife
shoot
still
it,
be his
He doesn't
sneak
think
attack or
for
no?
You can't-
No, it's a
you
spell,
can't-
So then let's sneak attack.
so
arrow
shooting
it.
it, just
Yeah.
like you're moving across on the roof, just chink, putting into some soft spots on its back, into its wings.
Is an 18 a hit?
Yes,
Okay, thank God.
I think. Let me check.
Think.
Yep,
Thank
you're
for
good.
crying out loud.
I mean, it's
not
pretty
thank
big.
God, it's thank
so-
for crying out loud.
Thanks for crying out loud.
It helps us find you.
Wait, is a sneak attack 2 or
2d6?
2d6. Okay, so then that's 9
Plus your dex, plus
13.
1 for the bow.
Oh, sorry. It's
It should have it all on there.
yeah,
but
no, it does. I just can't add 14. So I'm thinking about reducing the grade level that I teach. First grade.
14.
Plus 5. 14.
Interesting.
Because remember, this thing hasn't healed since last time we saw it.
It's had a long rest. It's had several.
I like how I'm with you. I'm like, yeah, wait.
Oh,
yeah.
is that true?
That guys don't get to
It's
heal.
not even true. So cute. The second turn, you still haven't done half its damage.
Well,
Not even
lower
close.
the low
All right.
ammo counter.
I'm glad I will never have to hear that again.
I just said it right now. You don't have to hear it again.
Damn it! Oh,
That was role playing, by the way.
Again.
yeah,
Every time
we'll hear it again.
Glitter Boy fired, I would be like, turn off the low ammo counter. So if
It has
wasn't
100 rounds,
Yeah.
every round
But
that goes
99
up,
means
it's
that it's
low
at
ammo.
low ammo.
Right.
It was full or nothing. So every battle, every round, every time I fired, I told my system to turn off the low ammo counter. Even after my machine was inhabited by a spirit that increased its capabilities, I just used the name instead of telling a computer.
Now you would say it yourself. I turn off the low ammo counter.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Sugar.
I turn off the
that's
low.
right. Told
I
Sugar.
turn off the low ammo counter. I turn off the low ammo counter. I love the fact when he'd forget it for one turn, and I could say like, "Oh, there's."
This is pinging. It's black zone.
Yeah.
Low ammo, low ammo, low
Pretty
ammo.
much,
You
yeah.
did that to yourself. All right, that was Xernex. Yasa is next.
She has a turn.
She had a turn last time.
So you ran away.
She just a fucking A.
I'm just kidding.
My birthday's next year.
What?
What? What's the Yasa doing? What's she gonna do?
Good question.
My birthday's next year.
I really wasn't ready for that either.
Look, I'm sick, okay?
The problem with Yasa is she's an invoker.
I don't see that as a problem, personally. I'm actually quite fond of the fact that she can blow things up without us being part of that explosion.
She has a lot of fire spells.
I know she does. I have a theory, by the way. I was wondering, like, okay, well, so when we're in the opinion, you know what? Let's talk about this when we're not dying.
Tell us your theory on your birthday next year.
Yeah. And the only other thing she really has is Shatter, and that would further damage this inn.
Well, I don't know what she's casting.
Well,
To be fair,
I'm
this end
just...
is pretty fucked, and she doesn't have the good guy complex like we do.
Well, she does have she has a good alignment, but...
Well, she's Goldhath, right?
Yeah.
We're noble. We all have
Yeah.
a fairly straightforward lawful.
We don't know this bitch.
You guys know her better than me. Just some sailor you conscripted to bring you across the ocean.
What's she gonna do? I should have wasted her turn.
Right. She,
I don't know that one.
The Witcher 3?
I haven't played that game. I know the game. I just...
Couldn't get into it.
$20 right now.
I have a copy if you want to borrow it.
You have
Oh,
on
yeah,
PlayStation.
yeah, that's right.
All right, it's rough.
When we buy your PlayStation.
No, I use it all the time.
We bought him an Xbox One, so he owes somebody.
That's true, I do. I'll play the shit out of that Xbox One as well.
Good. I was kind of pissed when you separated and you didn't take it.
Yeah, it was.
I'm like, what?
Dude,
that was for you.
Dude, it was crazy times, man.
Yeah, I know. All right, she's magic missiling it.
Oh no, you got some! Come on.
That's all she's got.
She's got shatter.
She's got shatter.
That's
She doesn't
me.
want to damage the damn thing anymore.
It's arrows and ice knives.
She's casting it at level 2, so it's doing 4 missiles.
Should have given it the copper slab.
No,
I know.
don't ever give anything the copper slap. If you
It's called the
if
copper
you
clap.
if there's any point in
the
this
copper
game where you can actually say, "Oh yeah, I gave him the copper slap," I'm like, I'm done. I'm out.
Permanent
End
inspiration.
What'd you
stream.
name your copper slap?
It's
No,
his
it's my
it's
melee
melee
attack.
attack.
But
That's
Like
great.
unarmed melee. If he actually has to hit something with his
I
fist,
slap it.
it's called the copper slap.
You know, you laugh at it, but if you get a sneak attack with that at level like 18, when you have
He's
like,
not a monk. It doesn't count as a weapon. You have to have a weapon.
Yeah, it's me just like hitting.
That'd be
him.
hilarious.
It's got to
if you
be
just-
a light
Uh,
or offhand weapon. You can't
you should
kill.
break
You
that.
can't murder someone with that thing. 4, 8,
I just like it because
9, 10, 11,
when he
12,
was looking
13,
at our sheets,
14,
he's like,
15,
"What the hell is the copper slap?" And I was like,
16 damage. All right.
I just like seeing it there. It's like having a boat you don't use, right? It's like to look out the window and imagine sailing.
I'm so excited.
Are you?
I am
You're what?
so close. Okay. Top of the order.
Mm-hmm. I'm
What's
still running
the-
out of
what
the
did
damn
you say?
building.
Sabroth. So I said I'm so excited.
Oh,
And top of the order. Top of the order to you. So you go down the stairs and you're in the common room. People are running out.
I'm still shouting.
Get out! Get out!
Get out of
they're
here.
like naked Dragonborn.
I have a shield.
He's like, he's got
picture you have, like, this-
he's got a
this really
sack
nice-
and a shield.
Second shield.
So he's
Figured
like,
he's noble. He probably has this nice little nightgown
yeah, it's
kind
true.
of thing going on.
All right. So you run
Yeah,
up
a
the
little
front.
long hat. It's like,
There's light illuminating over top because part of the building is on fire. Guards are outside, like, getting people like down and out of the road. You actually see guards at like the roadway on the side where the dragon is. Like they're getting like their crossbows out. They're ready to fight this thing. Right? They ain't backing down. So there's guards underneath you, like pulling up crossbows, like ding, 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 shooting at this thing.
No,
No, not at you.
Okay.
They're shooting at the thing.
Yeah.
They look at the drake.
Yeah, like, oh, this is so easy.
They're like, that dragon's flying too. That must be a.
It doesn't
so
have
easy.
wings, but
Shoot the one that looks really weak and on fire.
anything else? Any bonus actions or anything like that? You're outside. You'll be able to get around the side and see the battle next turn. I was wondering if you have anything else up your
Should
sleeve.
just put your armor on at this point.
Do I?
I'm just kidding.
I'm guessing it's still up in the room.
This is me caught underneath the shit.
So was that movement my action?
Yes, because you can single move and still take an action, but you'd have still been inside. You can convert your action to another move, which is a run, essentially, a dash, which gives you a double move, and that gets you outside. So you have a reaction and a bonus action left.
Well,
You have Shield of Faith, which is concentration, right?
mm-hmm.
You can...
This dude me a whole hell out of gear right now. I'm not actually fighting anything that has to hit me.
I think Shield of Faith can do jack crap for me.
Not when it's breathing fire on you.
Well,
Oh, yeah, okay.
you hold on there.
Well, while you're looking at that stuff... Nothing? Rofros.
I'm gonna try to hit it again.
He hit it!
Dude, you're not getting away this time.
Like healing worded myself, but
Is it concentration?
no, it's a bonus action and everything.
Nice. Sure.
I'm just kind of in
Yeah, I'd
a
rather
blind, like, I just got...
use my spell slots on a bigger heal then.
Alright. So you're gonna...
I just got cooked, but I think Samroth is gone, and I'm just like, I'm taking you out with me! Oh, and that's a nice hit. And I'm going to use my last spell slot to pump in one last smite.
What was
All
your strike? 18.
It was 18 plus 6 for 20 lots.
Oh, yeah.
Again, the pips are the hammer. And I'm going to smack that son of a gun for 12, 14, 19 plus 4, 23.
Not too.
So you're like... Hammer glows with a platinum light as you channel your might and anger into it. It hits it, and it's like... hits the ground. You see it like slump. It almost like seems like it's gonna fall out of its crevasse, and then it's like, and it just like rears back, and you see it go, like breathe in, and through all of its scales, they all like you just see like every scale, every crack, every crevice on this thing glows with red heat. And it's like, and just roars like roar. And there's heat shimmers coming out from this thing. Its eyes almost burst into flame. It looks like it just went into rage mode, like
Oh shit. Bring it on.
Bring it.
Boy.
That's just its bedtime ritual.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll mean it'll like
Yawning.
swing at you instead of burst fire.
we will soon
Yeah,
see.
yeah, let's find out.
Natural 6-2.
Thank goodness.
Well, it can
Well,
still just-
instead of that,
yeah. How else? It's going to kill me this way instead.
it's in fury right now, so it gets 3 attacks.
Oh, boy, my AC is 14. If you would like to know.
It is going to. It just like rears up, claw bite. The
Yeah.
old tradition, the
Yeah.
old D&D tradition. Browns or
I'm just defend
claws.
myself as best I can.
All right. Well, I got a natural 20. You are not in
I'm
your
not an
adamantium
adamantium,
armor.
So this thing just took me out.
A 20, a 19, and a 2, without the bonuses. So that's a 26, a 25, and an 8. So 2 hits, and it's the 2 claws.
And one's a crit.
And one's a crit.
I have 11 health.
All right.
You get to make a new character.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah.
I'll make you a
I'm
rest in peace.
pretty sure even like the first thing was gonna drop you. Whoops. That's not the right die.
I was like, it dropped him exactly, but
No, that was a.
Sure, is it time for you?
More than that. Yeah, that's a 15 plus 6 is 23. So, like, just
Does his body continue to float?
it
I'm
actually
levitated.
does.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so like, but it's you can move back and forth. So as it's like with the two claws, it just slams you into the building across the way. Like claw into you, you just spin. Your hammer goes flying. The other claw hits you. You just fly. It's like and tries to snap at you, but can't get you before you fly to the building across the way and just slam it and just start floating unconscious. You're so then you come out of the building and you're like
Drop
looking
my
around,
hammer, I
you're
guess.
all that stuff. You see his hammer fly out of the road the other way, and just after you hear that thing like roaring. And you see, of course, the whole thing like slams across the way. Is the first strike that sent him spinning, sent his hammer just whee.
Got me, Bandy. Got me.
Got him! Got him!
Oh, that's rough.
It's like the second time you've been dropped? No.
This is the first time Rofus has been dropped. Because he's been healing me pretty consistently, and I keep abandoning his ass.
All right.
I've done that quite a bit.
Alright, well, it's to save him. But
Yeah. That was it. So, Xeranex.
Having not signed up for this, I retreat.
Okay, like, I'm out. I'm out, guys. Not my quest. It's not my problem.
I know it's mad, but I'm going to... I mean, would it still be a sneak attack? Is it still
Absolutely.
Alright, let's go for it again then. Alright, we're doing the inspiration reroll on that one. 18.
That'll hit.
Oh, thank goodness. I was really worried about his armor class being 19.
I know, right? I was thinking the same
It's a
thing.
pretty large thing, and even though it has the scales, its armor class is countered by the fact that how big it is.
17.
17.
Oh, cool. It automatically populated the death saving thing when I put my health down to 0. Yeah.
Like,
That's
boop.
cool.
17. Okay.
We've hurt this thing very bad. But just not enough.
You.
Well, we made it mad.
Like, I feel like every time I send this thing at you, I feel like Gabriel at the end of Constantine, like, you're doing so well. You could have killed it. Like, oh.
I should really see that movie.
That movie is.
Have you not seen it? Maybe?
It's a pretty good classic.
Copy.
Yeah,
It's on Netflix now.
Is
Yeah,
it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's on Netflix right now?
I hear it referenced a lot, and it's one of those, like,
It's a
I
pretty-
should really see that one.
It's a pretty fun movie. It's the comic books like has some different like he's
It's
British,
different from the comics,
much more of a thinker. They
Less-
cast Keanu Reeves
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like back when Keanu Reeves was young and
You know
still
they're going to
building
cast
his head.
Will Smith as Neo in The Matrix?
They were, yeah. He turned down to work on fucking Hitch or whatever. I'm just kidding. Or something.
Wow, that'd have been a good one.
I know.
Turn back to work on it. All right, so you hit it in the back.
I think
It's
it's supposed to happen.
it's like it was like it's still staring at you, like flying off, and that it couldn't get you.
That's nice. That's
Right,
good.
and it's like tink, and you just like dig into its back, and like when you hit it, the arrow like sinks in and then catches on fire because this thing is
jeez.
like again like this thing looks like this thing looks like a black dragon now with red magma coming through its scales because it's just
Golly.
it's so angry and generating so much heat on the
It's
inside.
like a raid boss now.
Yep. And it's like, you got it to phase 2. And then it just looks over its shoulder up at you, like, and you realize
that this is not
very
even its final
scarily,
form.
like, you look around and you realize you're the only other Dragonborn this thing can see right now.
Oh, yeah. That was the plan.
Yeah, come on, Xyronax, whatever your name is.
Okay.
It's you, Cyron.
Whoever you are, give it what for. I'm like, continue dying.
So Ayasa's like, has her head out and she sees you flying, and she moves you away, like she starts pulling you towards the ground. But she's like looking up, and she's like, "Xerinax, jump!" And she yells, "You still have a cutting action. You still have your bonus action. You can use it to dash and leave."
Yeah, let's do it. If I'm being warned to.
Okay, you're like this thing's looking at you, so you're like, and jump off. You can jump towards where his body is coming down if you want.
Good. It's still coming down. I'm so fast.
Yeah, it's like because she's floating. Like, so you jump and you're falling 2 stories, and you're like, okay. And just before you hit the ground, you go and start to float to the ground. Bonk.
I'm used to this balloon treatment.
Feather fall.
Yeah.
Feather falls you, and she's also behind you, like right next to you, and she hits the ground. So you two are now over his body on the other side of the street from the inn. It's sitting there looking right down at you, and she's like, I hope I can save us, or something happens. And it's just like,
wasn't there? There's a 4th member of our party, isn't there?
No, he died in the room.
Apparently, as far as all they know.
No, we have no idea what's happening.
As far as everyone knows,
you're
done. You're dead in that room. So,
and also,
speaking of which, top of the order, you're coming around that side, I'm assuming, and you see the 3 of them over his body on the wall, and this glowing, angry Drake perched in the hollowed out part of the inn that used to be your room. He is so hot that the wood around him is just blistering into fire on its own.
Jeez.
Oh.
What is this thing?
We've just.
I love this thing. This thing is so cool.
This thing's a pain in the ass. I don't like fighting it.
Unless you can finish it here, get ready for 6 more encounters with this thing.
Oh, no.
I was just thinking, I'm like, I would have rather fought the other 2 dragon warriors or whatever.
This is my new favorite thing, man. This guy. It was fun the first time. This is every time it attacks you, something is wrong, and you guys go scattering to the 4 winds. Like, hey, you get to fight it with no armor this time.
Right.
Hey, you get to fight it while swimming next time. Like, good luck.
I would take the swimming. Actually,
you wouldn't be in your armor.
You would do 100%.
No, but
you'd be in no armor and swimming. Oh, no, you wouldn't.
They just start boiling the water.
Why would you? I don't know.
Just dive. We're fine. We'll just wait for the fire to stop. It's not stopping. I guess we're going to drown.
I think I'd just rather drown. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Oh, no.
What do you want to do?
I don't even know, like, what's worth it at this point.
Well, don't give up.
I was like, anything's worth it at this point. We've heard it pretty bad. At least
protect
made it mad.
or hurt it. Like, let's really like look for anything that can do that.
If it breathes fire, though, I'm not protecting shit. Like, it's killing everybody.
Only if it rolls a 6.
Which it might. It's got a 1 in 6 chance to do it. I saw it happen to my own eyes before they popped and melted. Yeah.
Do I get to put up the sign again?
We are all bunched together.
We're almost done, so.
Okay. Are we really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Alright.
So exciting.
Well, I'm not sure that aid is going to affect the already dead one, but
I'm not hurt yet.
it might help you and Ayasa.
What does aid do?
Gives you
5 temporary hit points. 5 bonus hit points, actually. Like, it raises your max.
I was going to say you're hurt really bad. I was like, if you engage it, I'll get another sneak attack.
You have attacking spells, right?
Yeah.
Can't you heal yourself so that you have a better chance to aid us later?
I mean, if I heal myself, that's... I mean, I technically have a bonus action healing, so I could do something. as an action, and then
You could-
bonus
you could-
action heal myself.
You can do something as an action that's not a spell. It would have to be a cantrip.
right? So I could,
Guiding
Right.
light or whatever, like
I could Sacred Flame
Sacred Flame. Like you can Sacred Flame it, and then heal yourself.
for 1d8 radiant.
What's
damage.
your? Do you have another damaging spell?
I have Guiding Bolt and Inflict Wounds.
Don't you also need some sort of,
Inflict wounds is a touch.
don't
You're
you have
not
a
range.
crazy
Yeah.
like flying weapon thing?
Sacred weapon.
Sacred weapon.
Spiritual weapon.
Spiritual
yeah.
weapon. You could throw that on it as a bonus action
That's true.
and run over to them as a dash with your true action.
Just to get in the line of fire.
Just to be by your comrades when they die.
Give Wiley his second TVK.
I was gonna say, like, I'm still at 19 health. Like, I'm nothing.
Oh, you'll survive.
I mean, Sacred Weapon's a good
This
choice
is
to
not
get
bad.
something on it to distract it.
Good little chew toy.
Stop it. Stop.
I think you mess up. It gets aggravating. Stop poking me.
Like,
She's
I look really
just
weird.
under
Like she's
the-
just out of the thing, so it's like, what is this guy doing? Come on, Pandy. What are you doing?
She knows it's time. It's close.
Yeah.
She's freaking out
feeling
over
it.
here earlier. This dog has better
Secret
track of time
Sacred
than I do.
Weapon to just hope it distracts it enough. You want to heal yourself and not go over to everyone to get cooked in fire next turn.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, if that means that's a whole turn where I just.
You're not there
said
again.
I need to.
Get it. Get him. I'm dead.
Yeah, that's spiritual weapon, I guess.
Anything in particular do you do with it this time? I was throwing this out there. You know what Spiritual Weapon does, right? You know what it summons.
Mm-hmm.
With any of the information you've gotten recently, is there anything different you do?
With the information I got.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what information is relevant?
Aesthetics.
You're making it rain. Spells.
Concentration spells. Hey, Banty. What you? Are you excited about something, Banty? Are you excited about going somewhere?
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
No, I'll still just make a
A spear of destiny.
silver-looking spear, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
And make a spear. 'Cause that's Bahamut's weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dead. I'm just making sound effects. And it's just...
As you
It's
die.
fine.
Swing.
What's the roll? You have to roll to hit with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. It uses your spell casting.
Right.
So you're getting a +7 to this roll. Oh,
Ho!
that's double digits. That hits.
Yeah, 20, 25, right? Yeah.
Damn, 18. Damn. Yep, you hit it. It's a ching. The spear appears. Flies up into it.
So on a hit, target takes force damage equal to 1d8 plus my spellcasting ability
So
modifier.
+5. 1d8 +5.
Get him!
So 11.
Damn.
What? Take radiant.
Ching. Force.
Force.
So it appears and like flies up there and sticks it inside. It roars.
Technically, spiritual weapon is a bonus action,
Yep.
so it at least as my main movement action move, just not to where they are, but like around enough that I can see them.
You already can see them.
Okay.
Your movement action moved up so you can see them. You can
Okay.
take your action as a dash to keep moving if you want to get to them or somewhere else on the road. Because, like, your rooms were on this side of the inn, so the fighting was going on over here. You came through the inn and came out the front. So you just ran down this edge to look down this street. So you can run over there, you can stay where you're at, you can keep running, run away, let the spiritual weapon continue to do its work or whatever.
I'll just stay where I'm at.
Okay. It's turn. I don't even want to do this, but...
Yeah, you do.
Alright.
So there's this shining spear in front of it. It's like all like looking at it, looking down at you. It's all angry and burning, and then it kind of is like, oh, make perceptions.
God damn it.
Yeah, not you. You're gone. You're unconscious.
God damn it. 18.
18.
I perceive nothing.
Nothing with her. Like on like the, there's fire. There's the sound of this thing, the wood breaking, creaking, and things. There's a whole bunch of noises. People screaming and running. The crossbow bolts going off from the militia. But through all of this, you think you hear something on the wind. Someone speaking through something like magical means, and it sounds like it's in Draconic, and you can't understand what it's saying. But it almost reminds you of that blue dragon worm spawn schemer from the thing, like, and you see it's all like
The schemer's not the little black one, is it?
no, the
that's
blue.
that's
The blue is
stinker.
What was the little black one called?
Stinker.
stinker.
Was the schemer?
That was long neck. Dwayne.
No,
Was the schemer?
the
Snaky
black spawn sneak
Sneak. Yeah,
was that one.
fuck that one.
You had a blue spawn schemer, a black spawn sneak, and a green spawn brute.
I named him Snaky Neck.
Gotcha.
That's not his name.
So I'm gonna call him that.
He has a name.
You're dead.
I'll never learn it.
You probably won't. Like, he'll just kill you.
Yeah.
So there's these words on the wind, and you see it like snap to, and you see the heat starts coming off. It's like it really wants to finish this off, but instead it just
No.
We knew that was coming.
flies
I didn't
off.
get a chance. It had too many hit points. It's
Yeah. No, I mean now it doesn't have a lot of hit points.
Well, it's good now.
Does it? Did it just book it?
It just books it. Yep. Just
No one can get him.
you want to try? Like
Go for it.
he's down.
Yeah.
Go for it.
You would be the first after it.
I mean, I could try to sleep it, but it's too far away. It's
What's
probably
the range?
90 feet.
No, it's way too far away.
Yeah, it's done then.
Amazing. He tries to fly off and he's sleeping.
Crashes into
Crashes
a
into an
home
orphanage,
or whatever,
yeah.
but
It wasn't
like it would still like you would get it, like
I was
you'd be
literally,
able to
I know,
finish
I
it.
was literally waiting for it to get hurt enough, and we finally got hurt. But like attracting it to
Make
me
the
was
make the roll. It's 48, 68,
5d8.
5d8.
fuck.
That's a lot of ones.
No.
7, 15.
Okay, so like you're like it's starting to get away, and you're all no, and like cast it up there, and you see the cloud, the inkiness come out, and it like dives through it, and you can see like breathe it in, and you just it's gonna blows out its nose and mouth, and a little bit of heat and flame come out, and it's all and just shakes it off, and
Oh man.
So it had more than 15 hit points.
26 hit points.
Damn it, man! That means I could
You could have gotten it. You could have gotten it.
I could have rolled that.
26. At half, it goes Fury.
Ugh. And half it goes Fury?
Yep.
Ugh.
So, yes, congratulations. You have successfully fended off the Drake a second time.
Semi-successful. Get some cooked buddies.
There is definitely evil afoot, and it is after you guys. But hopefully, if you can get out of here, if you can learn what you need to do, get out of here and on the road with that anti-scrying bag, it won't be able to follow you anymore.
Somebody save my armor, please.
It's adamantine. It's not going to melt or burn up there. You're fine.
At this point, we can go retrieve the armor. That's not really a big deal.
That is it for us tonight. Next week, the aftermath of the attack on Shady Rest.
Banned from the town.
This has happened before to characters we've run with.
Didn't they hang those people?
I was so excited that you guys almost went to Silver Road.
Oh.
And if you stayed there, that was the inn that got burned down last time.
That wasn't a dragon attack, though.
No, and
neither was this.
And it would have been the second or the third time, essentially.
We almost did stay at the Silver Road.
Because the first inn, the Rising Flame, is called that because that entire inn burned to the ground, and the community came together to rebuild it.
Yeah.
And then so they called it the Rising Flame. Typhoon? Well, it happened because of the typhoon. She burned that place to the ground. Yeah, but that would have been the third. Like, already 3 inns in this town have been hit by flames.
They should come up with some sort of fire department. It's so
something, right?
There's
a
river that runs through.
You guys have the Heartstone. You're figuring out what it is. You could have invoked the name of the actual spear of Bahamut, which you now know the name of it.
That would be cool if you did that.
Do I?
Yeah,
they said it.
Could have called it Sanjay.
Sanjay, yeah, the actual spear of Bahamut.
You would have got a bonus in cool.
It would have actually given a bonus to drive it away.
Oh wow! Yeah. Turn dragon.
But it did enough to. So if you would have missed and invoked the name, it would have ran away still. But you hit and did enough damage that you drove it away anyway. So.
What is the name of that name?
Zanshay.
Zanshay.
It's a Z.
Z-H-U-N...
S-H-A-Y.
Oh, man.
Alright.
What a fight. I hate that thing.
Yeah. I am so glad you guys hate that thing. I'm so glad I've been able to introduce 2 fights where you haven't annihilated everything and those enemies get to live on. And
did we really annihilate stuff?
Well, I'll say we didn't so with the Sahagin we had trouble with.
The pirates, you whipped.
Yeah. They had like 6 health each. Oh, man.
Yeah, we killed a lot of pirates.
We killed a lot of them.
The wargs, you guys mopped the floor.
we did good.
Everywhere, like you kind of knew it was coming and you got to set up, you worked them. Everywhere you got surprised or jumped, completely off guard, like just off kilter the entire time.
We're a pretty offense-heavy team.
We are innocent.
So, next week, you guys will deal with the aftermath of the attack on the inn, see what's happening in Shade Rest and in said aftermath. Hopefully get some information from the 3 scholars and be able to know where you're going next in this grand journey. And hopefully it's somewhere where a Drake is not. So.
Something tells me we're telling the Drake where to go.
Yeah.
To come here with us.
Robert, take us out.
Stay tuned next time for Burned Up Crispy Dragonborn Adventures. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for hosting there, Lucid Abstract. We'll see what happens next. We'll see. I want to find out where's the white one. We've seen the green, the blue, the black, poppy red. Where's the?
Oh, the red is the Drake.
I think.
Okay, good. All right. Thanks for giving me ideas. See you guys all next week.